The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we're live once again, guys. We're live, back in the friendly confines, the beautiful confines, the large confines of Tokyo, Japan. It's good to be back, you know. It's good to be live again. It's good to be seen. It's good to be alive. All that good stuff. And yeah, man, I want to come here and talk some boxing with you guys. Talk some boxing, touch base, see what's up. It's been a couple of days since the last live. Let me cross under this thing right here. It's been a couple of days since the last live, so I wanted to come through and just check everyone's temperature, you know, answer some questions about boxing. And yeah, I know we got Fury Usyk this week, which is a big fight for the sport, undisputed rematch. So I know everyone's excited about that. As far as True School Sports is concerned, like yesterday, guys, I had a very, very interesting day. I just got back to Tokyo yesterday, so for those of you who watch the lives, you guys know that I was talking about going to Tokyo and that I had some big interviews coming up, and I wasn't gonna say who they were on the channel until I actually went ahead and did them. Well, guess what? Now I finally went ahead and did them, and I'll tell you guys who they were. So yesterday, me and my translator Taihei, we went to Hachioji, Tokyo, Japan, which is like damn near not even in Tokyo. It's damn near like in another part of Japan. We went there, and we was there for like an hour and some change, and we interviewed my boy Jin Sasaki. We interviewed Jin Sasaki, so it was a great interview. Jin Sasaki was talking his shit, you know. We got some good training footage of him, so that'll be out soon. Then we got on the train again. Mind you, we got on the train again. My boy Ty lives on the other side of Japan, and he had to be out. He had to be out of the gym by a certain time. So we go to the other side of Tokyo. We go to a part of Tokyo called Narima City, Japan. We were there. And we were there last year because we had done some interviews there, but we were there to interview Kenshiro. So we interviewed Kenshiro again. So Jin Sasaki, the amazing boy Kenshiro. Those are the interviews on True School Sports coming out. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for those. And yeah, I'll tell you guys this. Today is just a chill live because I just got back to Tokyo and I'm a little tired. But so I'm just checking in. But in a couple of days, we're gonna do a different type of live. In a couple of days, I'm gonna go to Shibuya, which is like the most litest part of Japan. It's like the most lively part of Japan, and we're gonna go at night. So I'm pretty sure that would be like in the morning in America. I think that would be like, if I go there like at 8 or 9, it's probably gonna be like early in the morning in the States. So that'll be an interesting one. I'm sure we'll get some interesting people to jump into live, you know, because whenever I go to Shibuya and I start talking about boxing, that's in videos that aren't live, people like just, they see a camera, they see a guy talking all confidently and stuff about a subject, and they want to jump in. So I'm gonna go do that in a couple of days. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to everyone here, all 6 of you guys. Smash that like button. Definitely go ahead and get your questions in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this the normal 2-hour live, but we'll see how it goes. We'll fill it out. We got my man Ecstasy in the building. Good to see you, Ecstasy. What's up? How you living? You all right? You all right? I'm gonna tell you guys my favorite park. In all of Japan. We're gonna walk through my favorite park in all of Japan, and we're gonna talk some boxing. So let me see what's going on in box right now. I know we had got this fight coming up this weekend. I know we got it's apparently, I was reading the negotiations for the proposed Teofimo Lopez Jaron Ennis fight that broke down, so we won't be getting that fight. You know, surprise, surprise. It almost sounded too good to be true. That fight. It made too much sense because Teofimo, like, I don't know, Teofimo, I think versus Boots would have made a lot of sense for both guys, and it's a shame it's not happening next. Since it's not happening, hopefully Boots can get one of the champions, but if not, then I think it's a bad look. And same thing for Teo. Like, Teo, if he can't get one of the other champions, or at least get a Brian Noman fight, which he was offered, then it looks bad for him too. So, but it made a lot of sense. I don't understand why the negotiations broke down. I'm sure some people are going to say, oh, well, Tio don't want to fight Boo. Tio was just talking. I'm sure some people are going to say Boo didn't want to fight Tio. Whatever the case may be, it's probably somewhere in the middle. That's normally how it goes in boxing and in life. Like, the truth is always normally somewhere in the middle. So we'll see how that goes. What else? What else is going on in boxing? Give me some questions, guys. Give me some questions. You got my time. You know, y'all. I say this every live. I'm gonna say it again. Like, I had a long period of time without going live consistently, and everyone always complained, BT, you never go live. You never do this. You never do that. We missed the lives. I'm back live. We ain't got no comments yet, so I guess I'm just gonna enjoy my time walking this park until we get some comments. But until then, I'll try to think of things to talk about. But yeah. So far, what I can say is the Japan trip has been very fun. It's been very rewarding. We still got some time left. Oh, what I can tell you too, guys, is that I'm going to be I'm going to be attending the Kazuto Ioka Puma Martinez rematch. I bought a ticket the other day. It was a whole, it was a long process because buying tickets to anything as far as fights in Japan, it's different than the States. In the States, you want to go to a fight, okay, they got the price, you just buy it outright. In Japan, like for the Inoue fights, they have a lottery, and that's a whole thing. But like this isn't as big as an Inoue fight, so like the only thing you really needed for this fight was just to have your money right and to have like a Japanese address or something like that. And obviously, I don't live in Japan, so I had to use somebody else's address. But nonetheless, I will be at the fight, so. I mean, I'm not sure if any one of the 11 of you here are from Japan, but and you can let me know where you're from in the comments down below. But you know, if you are in Japan and you're gonna be at that fight, let me know. Let me show you guys some Japanese nature, because I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, we want to see some cool Japanese stuff, BT. So here's some nature for you guys. This is my favorite park in Japan. I come here all the time. Come here a lot when I come to Tokyo. So it's a pond. It's just a Senzukao Ike pond in Ota City or Otaku, Tokyo. Look at that. And it's fall too, so they got the leaves. Everything is like red and yellow, and they got the ducks over there. It's a vibe. This is a good place to come if you want to get your mind right, if you want to get your creative thoughts in order, which is what I do. That's what I do most of the time when I come here. I just come here and get myself right, get myself ready for things I want to do in boxing, things I want to do in life. Look at this duck. Look how close that duck is. Look at those fishes. So you get it all here on True School Sports. You get boxing talk, you get boxing analysis, you get some tour. You get like a tours of foreign countries. So there you go. Let me see. Next Gen comment says, does Ken Shiro want that Bam smoke? I didn't ask him about Bam yesterday, but what I can tell you is when I was here last year and I interviewed Ken Shiro, he said that was the fight he wanted. In fact, he said he wanted the fight last year, and Kosai Tanaka, before he's lost now, but Kosai Tanaka had said too that was a fight he wanted as well. So a lot of these Japanese fighters do want to fight Bam Rodriguez, and obviously Bam has beaten some good fighters. I don't want to put Bam down, but a lot of those guys are on the older side, and I think it begs the question to ask, like, how is Bam fighting in all these weight classes, like lower weight classes? He got a Japanese promoter, but somehow he has gone weight class after weight class after weight class without fighting one of these Japanese fighters. It's almost impossible to get through a lower division without seeing a Japanese fighter or fighting a Japanese fighter, especially now when you consider the amount of champions they have and things like that. So I mean, that's a good question, honestly. It's like going through the welterweight division and not fighting any black people. Like, how do you go through the lower weight classes without fighting any Japanese fighters? So he said it last year. I didn't have to ask him that again because the answer is still the same. But they're like they're one weight class apart now. So yeah. Back in Japan, yeah, yep. Boxing therapy. I've been here for month and some change now. I've been here since November 5th, so I've been here for a little bit of time. I've been here for some time, and I'll be here for a little more time, probably till February. So we'll see. Rob Calico says, "True School, why are you telling us lies? The real reason you are in Japan is not for boxing. You are married. You're marrying a Japanese wife." wouldn't say wife, but we met some nice women out here. I wouldn't say my wife, but met a couple nice women. Rob Calico says, "How's your internet speed there compared to the U.S.?" It's amazing. I can get work. I get work done about 10 times faster in Japan than I do in America because the internet is faster. That's one thing that is true. Like when they tell you, oh, like Japanese internet or Asian internet is faster than the USA, that shit is true. There's a reason they say that. It's definitely true. You know, like I went to Starbucks one day. And I had like I made like 10 videos and I uploaded that shit in like 7 minutes. So yeah. Make sure y'all listen to Rob, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. We here in Japan, Tokyo, Otaku, Senzukao, Ike Park, walking and talking, enjoying life, talking to the boxing fans. Jin Sasaki and Kenshiro interviews done yesterday. You know, stay tuned for that in the coming days. Especially the Jin Sasaki one, because I'm telling y'all, he said a lot. He said a lot, and unlike a lot of the fighters we've interviewed here in Japan, me and Taihei, you know, he fights in a weight class that I think American fans follow a lot more, which is the welterweight division. He doesn't fight at bantamweight, he doesn't fight at light flyweight. You know, he's in a glamour division. So, you know, this is a guy in Jin Sasaki. He could be fighting Jaron Ennis. He could be fighting, you know, Brian Norman Jr., one of the champions. He's ranked very highly. He's a very exciting fighter. He punches hard with both hands. He's probably one of the most entertaining fighters in boxing. And honestly, I know Inoue is like the guy that everyone wants to say is like the best fighter in the world. But if we're just talking about pure entertainment, like who's in better fights, Jin Sasaki might even be the most entertaining fighter from Japan. Honestly, that's because unlike Inoue, because Inoue fights are normally pretty one-sided. Jin Sasaki is more vulnerable. Like his defense needs work. He can punch really hard. So guys like that are always in great fights, and he's one of them guys. I think in terms of the most entertaining fighters from Japan, and in the welterweight division, he's up there. So and he's got a big personality. He's not disrespectful, but like, you know, a lot of Japanese fighters and people, they're more reserved. He's got a more like out there personality. So I think when it comes out and you guys see what he said in the interview, it's gonna make some noise. This interview, I think, out of all of them, is gonna make a lot of noise in the boxing world. So look out for that one. Look at those leaves. It's beautiful. But anyway, Landslide says BT out there living the good life. I know the women out there looking good. They do. And one thing I've learned about Japan is, you know, the majority of Japanese women are just pure Japanese. They don't have any like mix, but every now and then you run into like Japanese Latina women. They have them here. That's a thing. Like they have Japanese Brazilian, they have Japanese Colombian. It's an actual thing. So when you meet one of those, you wouldn't believe it. I've never heard of him. What's a good fight to check out of his? He's got a couple. I would say you could check out his last fight against Kwame Obala. Keita Obara was another good fight of his. I mean, just look up any fight you can find of his. He's pretty exciting. He's ranked in the WBC, right? WBC? Yeah, Jim Sasaki ranked WBC, IBF, WBO. Yeah. Scrappy is not that good. Scrappy lost to David Jimenez. And I know he just won recently, but he's got to build himself back up to a big fight. Yard just got done being the color of them leaves. You're right. Then yeah, they are. And they got like mountains out here too. Like where I was just staying, I was out in like West Japan for like the last month. So I was around mountains a lot, and they all look this color. The mountains believe that color. That color, it was crazy. Robert Garcia, trainer of the year, 79-7 for the year. That's Bulls numbers. That is. Robert Garcia's had an amazing year. I think he's probably going to be the front runner for trainer of the year. I mean, there's a lot of other deserving candidates as well. I'm always going to throw in like, let me see. I mean, yeah, Shingo Inoue. I mean, no, maybe not Shingo Inoue this year, because Shingo Inoue, you know, Takuma did lose, so maybe not him. But there's a lot of good trainers, but I would say, yeah, Robert's definitely got to be the front runner, you know? Is BT about to get a Japanese Puerto Rican kid soon? I don't think. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know about Colombian, but Brazil and Peru had a lot of Japanese immigrants, and many were invited back to do work that Japanese wouldn't do. Yeah. I mean, I've seen more Brazilian than anything here. If we're talking about Latinas, but there's been a couple Colombians, you know, couple Colombianas, you know, they've been out and about. Oh shit. BT, you're fired up going to live rant about Junto. I mean, I've already said what I needed to say about that, about Junto and Inoue. You know, I've said, oh look at this. I want to show you guys this. This is this, like just stuff like this. Like, I'll show you guys this before I answer that question. Like, look, so there's that, and then there's walk through here. But as far as like Junto and Inoue, and make sure y'all smash that like button, man, guys. Don't be stingy. We got 25 people here. We're at the pond. I'm showing you nature, and I'm giving you boxing talk. Nobody in the YouTube boxing community did it like BT. You know, give it nature, boxing talk, the whole 9 yards, and just wait a couple days for the Shibuya stream. When we do the Shibuya stream, oh my God, y'all are gonna see. Y'all are gonna see. Look, we got the shrine. If you guys, I know like a lot of us in America, we always watch like kung fu movies and Japanese movies where we always see shrines. Well, there you go. There's a shrine right there for you guys. You know, this park right here, man. I love this park. I've done a lot of YouTube videos in this park. If you guys have watched the Japanese videos from last year, and even some of the earlier ones from this year, this is the park that I come to. Anyway, let me see. Do I think Zepeda is dirty? For what, taking steroids? I mean, he didn't. Apparently, there was no drug testing for the fight, and there hasn't been an answer from anybody on that. So, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's dirty, but you know, that's definitely suspicious. You know. But as far as Junto, I mean, I've said what I needed to say about Junto. I think he needs to go ahead and go up about. He needs to like focus on unifying the division. And I was getting comments because every time I say I want Inoue to go to featherweight, or like I had a comment earlier today, and one guy was like, "Oh, well, you want Junto to unify the bantamweight division, but you don't want Angelo to unify the featherweight division before getting the Inoue fight." And that's not true. I've said on this channel so many times that I would love to see Angelo fight Espinoza, Nick Ball, the winner of Fulton Figueroa. I've said all that plenty of times. But like the thing is, like whenever like Angelo and all the featherweights are getting way more pressure. Not just Angelo, but Nick Ball, Angelo, Espinoza, the Fulton Figueroa rematch winner. These guys are all getting way more pressure to unify their division than Junto is getting to unify his division. And I guarantee you, there hasn't been one, there probably hasn't even been one video on the YouTube in the boxing community that's actually called for Junto to unify his damn division, because he's Japanese, and Inoue and him is a massive fight in Japan, and he's very well liked. He's a fun fighter to watch, but he's not above getting sort of like a little bit of criticism. Come on. BT is starting to look Japanese. Yeah, maybe you're right. Bro, you're a beast. Thank you. I try. Did you see Kenshiro's response to Angel Ayala on his story? It was pretty funny. I saw it. I mean, it didn't translate like the most fluent, but I saw it. I can't believe this kid is all hop, skip, and jump for Japan now. Great stuff. Yeah, man, I'm doing my best. Just doing my best. That's all I can say. I'm not better than anybody. Doing my best. This is just like being here in Japan. This trip, this is like all the years of just like working hard and video after video, staying true to myself. That's why we're here, because I really believed in myself, and you know, people like the boxing content, and I'm not stupid with my money and what I put it into for the most part. You know, I make mistakes, but you know, thank God. Man, people need to do their homework and listen to if you're going to talk smack. I agree. People should do their homework on boxing. Jazz says, I think Inoue is overrated. He needs to go up to 126 and fight now. He's waiting for all the current champions to beat each other up and then we'll move up. Yeah, you know, that's a good point. Because the Inoue fan base, and listen, I'm part of the Inoue fan base. I'm one of the biggest Inoue fans on earth. I've been covering the guy on YouTube for almost 10 years straight, in depth. So don't tell me about, oh, you're an Inoue hater, I'm an Inoue. No, I'm a bigger Inoue fan than you could ever dream of being. That's number one. Number two, that's exactly, for all the points of that we hear about, oh, well, why don't the featherweights unify with each other first? We never give consideration to the fact that why is Inoue waiting for these guys to beat each other up? He's already went ahead and beat all the significant guys at 122. The division is stale. There's no fights that people really give a damn about. They're trying to make us like want the Emergent Akhmadaliev fight, but just to put it bluntly as I can, nobody gives a fuck about Emergent Akhmadaliev. Like, and no, I mean, he's starting to get a little buzz now because he's talking trash and it is entertaining. So I'll give him that. I think he's putting his best foot forward in regards to that. But he should have been putting his best foot forward years ago when he was the champion and he was in a power position. When Stephen Fulton and him could have fought for undisputed, you know, he should have been putting his best foot forward then. Not now when he's not the champion and he's been a whatever mandatory for over a year. No. So, you know, he is getting a pass. I think I like Inoue, but he is getting a pass. He wants the featherweight champions to beat each other up. And the thing is, Bob Arum isn't going to let his featherweights beat each other up because, like I said, I've been telling everybody that I literally talked to Bob Arum myself in June. It's on True School Sports. I had the clip of Bob Arum saying that he's not going to let his featherweight champions fight each other because he wants all the featherweights to get a shot at Inoue. And really and truthfully, that's just Bob's way of controlling what Inoue is doing through the matchmaking of his opponents. If he has multiple featherweight champions, he can get more out of Inoue from a monetary standpoint, and same with Top Rank. And yeah, that's what it is. He's controlling Inoue through the matchmaking of opponents. That's why he's not going to have his featherweights unified. And if y'all want the guys on the truth, I'm not going to sit here and tell you who it is, but I already know who Angelo Leo's next two opponents are. I know who he's fighting Kameda next, as it's been reported, and I know who Top Rank wants to line him up to fight after the Kameda fight. And I can tell you it's not going to be a champion. So you guys can choose to get mad at me. You guys can say whatever you want. I'm telling you not what I think. I'm telling you what I know. So take it. I mean, I told you guys. Bob is not going to unify. Allow. I'll just say his champions because I can't speak for Fulton and Figueroa, the winner of that fight, and I can't speak for Nick Ball because he's a Frank Warren fighter. But as far as Espinoza and Angelo Leo, that's not going to happen. That's on, and it's not because Espinoza doesn't want the fight, and it's not because Angelo doesn't want the fight. It's because Bob Arum doesn't want them fighting each other because he wants to try to control Inoue through the matchmaking so he can profit. That's the truth. So hopefully I'm wrong and things do change in the future. But as of earlier this year and right now, that's what it is. So you can take it how you want to take it. You can get upset if you want to get upset. But I'm telling y'all the truth. That's what I try to do here. I tell people the truth, and sometimes they don't want to hear it because why let the truth ruin a good lie? How do you know Inoue said he wants the featherweights to beat each other up? It's not what he's saying. It's not anything he's saying in the media because he doesn't really say much to begin with. It's more Hideki Ohashi. They've already went ahead and said that they're going to fight. They're going to stay at bantamweight all of 2025. They're not going to even fight Junto next year in 2025. That's already been stated in the media. The articles are out there. You just go look it up. Inoue is not fighting Junto next year, and he'll be at 122 next year. So that means you're going to get Merjan. That means you're going to get Picasso. And that means you're going to get Goodman. Those are like his next 3 fights. And then after all that is done, maybe BT confirms Leo is fighting Toucans next, then Inoue. No, I didn't say they were Toucans. They're good fighters. I mean, one of them is already out there. One of them is Tomoki Kameda, who's his mandatory. That's been getting reported for like a month now. So that's not news really. I'm not really reporting anything there. But I know the second one. The second one I know. Remember, Angelo's a great friend of mine, so I get a lot of information about his career in particular that maybe y'all don't get. So the second person is not a can. It's a good fighter, but he's not a champion right now. Hopefully they unify with Nick Ball or the winner of Figueroa for him. Yeah, I would hope so. I hope Nick Ball at least. Give us Nick Ball. Like, oh, damn, throw us a bone. Do you agree that the WBO route is the perfect route for Devin Haney's comeback? The perfect route? WBO champion is who right now? Is it Brian Norman Jr.? Oh, no, 140. So that WBO would be what? Was it Tio? I don't have the rankings in front of me. You gotta tell me who's number one. Who's the number one, number two contenders, and is Tio the champion? Because I'm blanking out right now. Is that the case? The second is Zhao Schming versus Angela. That'd be funny. That would be hilarious. No, it's not. Zhao Schming has retired from boxing. But I'll tell you this, Angelo sparred Zhao Schming when he was a kid, so it's funny you bring his name up. Angelo told me that was one of the first professional fighters he ever sparred. BT, I was wondering if you knew what Angelo's prediction for Fuller versus Figueroa 2 is. I don't. I think we talked about it one time when I brought it up to him. I could be wrong, but I think he's favoring Figueroa. I think he was favoring Figueroa because he feels he's stronger than him. But he wants Fulton to win, and I want Fulton to win because we want the rematch. So, can you give us a hint? No, I can't give you a hint on who that is. I can't do that. What do you think of Opataya versus Nakia? I mean, I don't know the other guy he's fighting that well. I'm not gonna judge him because I don't know who he is doesn't mean he can't fight. But Opataya, eventually in 2025, I hope he gets to this fight, and then we can go ahead and see him in some unification fights. Was there a rematch clause for when Angelo fought Venado? I'm pretty sure there was. There was a rematch clause, but Venado got hurt so badly that he's going to be out for at least a year. So, speedy recovery to him. Leo versus Suleiman Segal. That's some more. Can you guys, is it stream clear? Because it went off for a second. Is it clear? Let me know in the chat if it's clear, because I'll walk to a different side of the park if it's not clear. But yeah, let's see. Make sure you smash that like button, all 33 of you here. Definitely let me know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what continent. All that stuff represent in the chat. I'm in Tokyo, Japan. Ota City, to be exact. Let me see. Fast Car Eddie Hearns in the building. BT, what are you predicting for Martinez versus Ioka 2? That's a tough one. I'm going to favor Martinez because I just think Martinez is physically... I don't know. I'm seeing things. I saw a thing. I'm going to go with Martinez, but the thing is I'm kind of scared to go with Martinez only because... I'm going Martinez only because of the fact that I just think he's too physically strong for Ioka, and I don't think Ioka's going to have the volume to beat him. And I don't think he's going to have the punching power to hurt him consistently throughout the fight. But I saw something like where Martinez was training the other day, and he looked a little fat, looked a little chubby. You know, it could just be the fact that he's, you know, not in fight shape yet. But rematches are crazy. I mean, rematches are never like the first fight. Very rarely. Ioka has never lost a rematch though. Other than that, everything else is leaning towards Puma. I agree. I agree with that one. Yoshiki Takai injury is hella frustrating. Yeah, man. I found out about it yesterday in the middle of my Jin Sasaki interview because Jin Sasaki's promoter, Issei Nakaya, who's a good friend of mine, he actually broke the news in the middle of our interview, which is pretty cool. At this stage, Ioka should get big retirement fight. I don't know, against Donaire at 118 or with Chalachito. Who should he fight? Maybe Donaire and him would actually be perfect. I think Donaire and him would be perfect. They're both on the older side. They're both, They're both like, you know, a little past it, so why not? I like that fight a lot. See, look here, boom. Some more views for you guys. I don't know. Let me see. But shout out to everyone here. It's the Untouchable True School Sports Empire. Your boy BT, live from Japan, live from Tokyo, the quiet part of Tokyo. Because remember, guys, I don't think people like in the States who haven't been to Japan, I don't think y'all realize how big Tokyo is. Tokyo is huge. I believe it's the biggest metropolitan city in the world. So, and there's so many different parts of Tokyo, so many like worlds within Tokyo. You know, you got like right now we're in Ota City, which is pretty quiet, regular residential Japanese neighborhood. But like you go to places like Shibuya, Shinjuku, these places are very lively. So you'll see the difference when I go live in those places. You guys will see the difference. It's a whole different world. But let me see. Should Jin Sasaki fight the winner of Crocker versus Donovan if Boots vacates? That's actually like the most ideal scenario in the world for him. I think that's his best path. I don't want to say his best path. I think it's his easiest path to becoming a world champion. Jin Sasaki wants the Boots fight, and you guys will see how much he wants the Boots fight when I drop the interview. He definitely wants that Boots fight. He's dying for that Boots fight. When, all these Jerron Ennis fanboys that like to, and mind you, I like Jerron. I want to talk bad about Boots. I like Boots. I like Bozy. Been to the gym. Got a lot of respect for them as people, but all these fanboys of Boots that feel like he can't do no wrong. When that interview drops and you see Jin Sasaki talking his shit, I don't want to hear about nobody in welterweight want to fight Boots. I don't want to hear about this guy's ducking Boots and that guy's ducking Boots. The way I see it, and this is my opinion, the way I see it is the last time a Philadelphia fighter fought a Japanese fighter, the Philadelphia fighter got the brakes beaten off him, and that was Stephen Fulton versus Inoue. So Boots got to avenge his friend's honor. He got to avenge. That's my respectful opinion. You know, Philadelphia versus Japan. But see, Ismail Salas come to loss with Robesi. Martinez always training and focus for sure, but retire for Oyoka. Yeah, I think like look, Puma. I think Puma understands that if he wants to get the big fight with Bam Rodriguez and continue his reign as a champion, he needs to win this fight. And I like I said in my video about Angelo and Kameda, when you come to Japan as a foreigner to fight a Japanese fighter on soil here, it's these guys fight a little harder when they're here. It's hard to be the Japanese fighter in Japan. It's not impossible, but it's definitely hard. Morel or Benavidez? I'm gonna go Benavidez. I think Benavidez has been getting better experience than Morel. I think Benavidez, even though he didn't get a knockout his last fight, I thought Benavidez showed some good wrinkles to his style. Maybe things he couldn't show at 168 because he was just too big and strong at 168. Nobody forced him to show his actual boxing skills and his boxing IQ. But hold on, let me go back. Let me go back to the park because I'm going up these I'm going into the neighborhoods and they got like hills and stuff. I'm not trying to be like huffing and puffing while I'm talking, because when you walk in Japan, I swear on my life, you go to the neighborhoods, these hills just come up out of nowhere, and it's hard to. It gets annoying when you're making videos. So anyway, BT, I'm watching your Panthers versus the Minnesota Wild. It's 1-0. Good. I'm glad, because the Minnesota Wild are a team the Panthers never seem to beat. We always get our ass beat by them, whether we're good, bad, mediocre. We always just lose to the Wild. We lost to the Wild last year. We lost to the Wild on opening night last year. Last year the Wild shut us out on opening night, and we won the Stanley Cup. So you know it's a good win if we can get it. But shout out to you, Enrique. Good to see you. BT, would you favor Prime Rigo over Inoue at 122? That's a hell of a question. That's a great question. Rigondeaux was great at 122. He just couldn't get the fights. You know, Carl Frampton didn't want no smoke at that time. Leo Santa Cruz definitely didn't want that smoke at that time. I remember like making videos about Rigondeaux. And funny enough, I also remember. See, this is an unknown fact here. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. I was so mad that Rigondeaux couldn't get the big fights at 122 that like I boycotted Martinez or not Martinez, Frampton versus Santa Cruz 1. I didn't even watch Santa Cruz 1 because I was just so pissed off that these guys were ducking Rigondeaux at the time. Then they were, because it was ridiculous. But I went back and I watched it after the fact. It was a great fight, but I was just mad at the time. But as far as Inoue and Rigondeaux, it's a hell of a fight. I think it all depends. I think Rigondeaux was an underrated puncher. He could hurt anybody at 122. I think I would favor Inoue at 122, but I would I think if they would have fought at 118 bantamweight, that's a different type of conversation. Then I'd probably go Rigondeaux. But at 122, I think Inoue is just big enough, strong enough, and filled out enough to, get to Rigo in the middle rounds. Because the thing about Rigo is, for better or for worse, he don't got a chin. Like Rigondeaux doesn't have no chin because he fought. He had that one fight against Ricardo Cordoba, who was like a longer, lankier guy, and he was boxing Cordoba easy, and he got caught one time and got dropped. So I just think that could be even if Rigondeaux was outboxing Inoue, he has to be perfect the whole fight, and I don't think he would. I think Inoue's that quick first step of Inoue, that ability to close space so fast, that would put a lot of mental pressure on Rigondeaux, and he would eventually get knocked out. So I'll go with Inoue at 22. Inoue is one of the great 122 pounders of all time. So to beat him, you got to be a great 122 pounder yourself, What do you think about Rigondeaux calling out Inoue after his last fight? I mean, that's the thing to do. That's the thing to do. That's the thing to do if you're around his weight. It's like when guys call out Canelo. You call out Canelo because you want the biggest money and biggest legacy fight you can get. So, yes, sir. How many times have you been to Tokyo this year? So, I spent the first, 3 weeks in Japan. So I got to Tokyo November 5th. I was here from November 5th to like the 20th or something like that. So it was like 3 weeks in Tokyo, 2.5 or 3 weeks in Tokyo. And then I did three weeks in Takamatsu, Kagawa, Japan. And now I'm back in Tokyo. So it's roughly like a month so far, or close to it. BT, I love the Michael Nunn support on this channel. Happy to see him in the Hall of Fame. Very well. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Beautiful stuff to see Michael Nunn in the Hall of Fame. People, one of the great middleweights. Could have probably been an all-time great if he had more longevity. He got knocked out by James Toney and never quite recaptured his form, but still had a great career, good enough to go to the Hall of Fame. I mean, his run of beating the guys like Frank Tate, Sambu Colombe, Donald Curry, Marlon Starlin, and the list goes on and on and on of all the great fighters he beat. It's one of the greatest runs in middleweight history. So yeah, he didn't quite become everything he could have been, but he had a damn good enough career to be in the Hall of Fame. That's for damn sure. So I've never been to Canastota, New York on Hall of Fame weekend. I went to Canastota, New York for the first time this year when I was out there in upstate New York in March for Raymond Ford versus Komatov. I want to go for the Hall of Fame weekend next year because they had Pacquiao's getting in, Michael Nunn is going to be getting in. Those are two of my favorite boxers ever, And then you also have Vinny Paz going in, Vinny Paz was the controversial pick for the Hall of Fame this year because you had so many guys that were probably more deserving than him, like what's his name? Is it Israel Vasquez? Him. You had a lot of guys, a lot of them. A lot of guys that were, I think, more worthy than Vinny Paz. But Vinny Paz is a good fighter. I just don't think he should have gotten over some guys on that ballot. But that's another question. That's another discussion for another day. Inoue is not only power at this moment. A fight with Rigo is a crime. What happened to Cool Boy? Nothing happened to Cool Boy. He had a tough fight with Carlos Castro. He suffered a flash knockdown, and then he made adjustments and he won. That's what I thought. Stephen Fulton, I still think is still one of the top fighters. I'm leaning towards Figueroa in the rematch, so just because I think Figueroa is going to be too big and too strong in the end. But Stephen Fulton's still a good fighter. I don't think people should be putting down Stephen Fulton. I don't like the Stephen Fulton slander that I'm seeing because it's counter. It goes against everything boxing fans say that they want. Because when I'm on YouTube, I always hear bitching and moaning about we want to see the best fight the best, right? We want to see guys challenge themselves to be great. And then here we have a guy who did all that. He fought the best available competition at 122. He challenged himself to be great. He believed in himself enough to come to Japan and fight Inoue. Didn't win. Had a tough fight against Carlos Castro. Won, but didn't look spectacular. People say he sucks now. So that's why fighters feel how they do about boxing fans sometimes. About how like you can't please the fans because the fans, they have short memories. And they do. Really and truthfully, sometimes a lot of boxing fans do have short memories. Guy had a great run at 122, lost to an all-time great, and now he's now he's a bum. Now they say he's a bum. He don't really get the fan. Even when he was beating all these guys, and he beat my friend. When he was beating all these guys, he still wasn't getting the fanfare. I had to look at the pound list, right? When he was beating guys like Angelo Leo and Danny Orman and Figueroa and these kind of guys, top fighters, and those wins have all with the exception of maybe Danny Orman because he retired and now he's kind of come back. But all those wins have aged great for him. I had to sit there and look at the pound list, right, and see people like Earl Spence on the pound list above Stephen Fulton. So I don't want to. Sometimes I don't really understand why people say, "Oh, we want to see the best. We want to see the best fight the best." Because when you have a guy who actually did it, it's Stephen Fulton. He didn't get the fanfare he should have got. Why do you think American fighters duck each other like the plague? That's a great question. Why do American fighters duck each other like the plague? Sometimes it does happen. American fighters, a lot of them are divas, and a lot of them do make unrealistic demands, and a lot of them, are mismanaged. But what I can say is that promoters are also cheap. Sometimes it's not that American fighters are ducking each other. Sometimes it's that promoters in boxing don't always want to pay. It's like anything else in life. Like if you have a 9-to-5 job, or if you work for a corporation, the companies are always going to try to get the most out of the employees for the littlest amount of money, right? And see, in most cases in boxing, if you got these fighters from Argentina, from the Philippines, from certain countries, they will take a third of what an American fighter will take for certain fights, because in their country that's a lot of money, but in America that's not a lot of money, and especially with inflation, it's not a lot of money. So many times, it's just it is down to promoters just don't want to pay these fighters what they're actually worth, or not even what they're worth, but pay them close to what they're worth. But at the same time, there's a happy medium, because that does go on. There are fighters that do get screwed out of not getting paid what they're supposed to get paid, but then there is also American fighters that do duck, that let's just say if a fight's worth $500,000, they want $900,000. If the fight's worth $600,000, they want 1.3. There's that too. So that's my take on the matter. That's the best answer I can give you. Fulton got pressured into that Inoue fight. Okay, but what does that mean? Fighters get pressured into fights all the time. People were pressuring. I use one of my favorite fighters as an example. People were pressuring Demetrius Andrade into into a Johnny Big fight. Did he take it? No. People are pressuring Inoue to fight Junto Nakatani right now. Is he gonna fight him right now? No. So what do you mean he got pressured into it? Guys get pressured into fights all the time and still duck fights. Joshua Buatsi got pressured into fighting Jean Pascal, who was his IBF mandatory. Did he fight him? No. Oh no, not mandatory. Jean Pascal was pressured into fighting him in a Jean Pascal Joshua Buatsi was pressured into fighting Jean Pascal for an IBF eliminator. Did he fight him? No. So a guy being pressured doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, you either find your pen and you sign the fight, or you lose your pen and you don't sign the fight. So yeah, Stephen Fulton did get paid a career high payday. That is true. So that made it a little easier. Yes, Stephen Fulton was fighting for undisputed, so that did help. But at the end of the day, he could have still ducked the fight. And then you would have been saying all the other stuff. You would have been saying, oh, well, he ducked the biggest money he would ever got for undisputed in legacy fight because he didn't want to go to Japan. So sometimes, because of how boxing fans can be, there is really no pleasing the fans. So I understand these fighters sometimes. Yes, Charlie, yes. Ohashi stated yesterday that there's no Inoue versus Nakatani plan in 2025. Correct. That's what I'm saying. So all this talk of me wanting to see my featherweight, it doesn't matter because he's not gonna come here. He's not gonna come there next year. Same thing with Junto. We're gonna get Merjan and Picasso. Barring anything dramatic changing, we're getting Merjan and we're getting Picasso. So if you guys think those are great fights, let me know in the chat. I want to check your temperature because when I talk about those fights and I say what I really feel about those fights on video, people start saying you're being a hater. So I don't want to be a hater. I want the boxing fans to tell me, what do you guys think about Inoue versus Merjan and Picasso? Are those great fights? Are those fights that just get you anxious to watch boxing? Let me know in the chat. I remember a lot of people before Inoue fought, Fulton destroyed Inoue. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, and part of that was maybe like them thinking that Inoue was overrated. But the other part of that too is also that Stephen Fulton was actually like his run was good enough to where, you would give him a chance. Did I see Rocha versus Curiel? I did. I watched it a couple days ago. I thought it was, first of all, kudos to both of those men. Great fight. For all the negativity about who certain guys don't fight in boxing and who's not fighting who and who's ducking who, one guy we can never say that about is Alexis Rocha. Alexis Rocha is an honest, blue-collar fighter. He'll fight anyone. He's fought Rashidi Ellis when he was a prospect. He fought Blair Cobbs on short notice. That win has aged well. Who else? He's fought a lot of guys. I mean, he hasn't always won, but he's been good for the welterweight division. So I love Rocha. I wish there was more fighters like Rocha in boxing. But it was a good fight. I thought Rocha did great boxing early in the fight. He had a good advantage in hand speed, foot speed, but he got too Mexican for his own good in that fight in the middle rounds and later rounds, and too many exchanges. And I think that's what made the fight close. Curiel is strong. Curiel looked, actually, for a guy with Olympic pedigree and being a Mexican Olympian, looked pretty regular. Wasn't really making adjustments that you would expect from a guy who's been in the Olympics and seen styles and things like that. So, disappointed with him more than I am Rocha. So I think they're both evenly matched. I think they are both made for each other. I think they're so evenly matched that I think that they're so evenly matched, you might even get a trilogy for that fight, honestly. So, but I think if Rocha can find it within himself to box a disciplined 12 rounds behind his jab and exploit that foot speed and hand speed advantage, he'll beat Curiel and he'll beat him convincingly. So, but my question is, I don't know if he has that within him, because he's been talking about for a couple of fights now he wants to box and be more disciplined and be a more educated fighter, and I haven't seen him do it. I'll always tune into an Inoue fight, but I'm really disappointed with his choice to not move up if the Nakatani fight is not happening, since I hold him with high expectation. I'm glad you're at least honest, because a lot of people who like Inoue are not honest. They're not. Let's be real. If this was any other fighter that's not Inoue, who was doing the same shit in a different weight class, they would not be getting the pass that he's getting. Let's just be real. Maybe Canelo, because he has a pretty ridiculous fan base too, but for the most part, it wouldn't happen. So, we'll see how it goes, man. I'm not gonna get too bent out of shape. We'll see, because they could say that this is they can always say like that this is the plan, but just because promoters have plans doesn't mean that those plans are set in stone. Guys can get injured, guys can start pulling out of fights. A lot of things can happen from now till then. So, But right now, it is disappointing news. That's the truth. It's very disappointing because we all here, I'm sure, every boxing fan, especially on this channel, most people hold Inoue to an insanely high regard because he's an insanely good fighter, and he should be held to an insanely high regard because of who he is. So, he skipped 112. Yeah, Inoue skipped 112. Well, he went from 108 to 115 to go fight Omar Narvaez. Roman Gonzalez is at 112 when he skipped the 112. Just for people out there to know, you know, do with that information what you will, what you want to. I never heard this one before. Inoue's people made sure he never faced Ioka. That's an interesting one. I mean, Ioka, back in those days, he was top upper echelon guy. You think they really docked Ioka? Is there any credibility to that one? I might need to look into that one myself. Ishmael Davis is gonna upset Boachuk. That'd be crazy. I mean, I saw Ishmael Davis fight Josh Kelly, his last fight. I wasn't like impressed, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna upset Boachuk, but you know, it's boxing. A lot of people didn't think Bruno Soros was gonna. Let me not yell too loud. A lot of people didn't think Bruno Soros was gonna expose Jaime Munguia. So I think Bruno Soros should make every boxing fan re-question what the hell they think they know about boxing, you know, and give some fighters more respect. Even if you don't want to see a certain guy in the ring with a certain opponent, you never know what can happen on the given night. Boxing is a theater of the unexpected. Nobody knew who the hell Bruno Soros was a week ago. Not everyone knows him as the French guy that knocked out Munguia. So, you know, today's nobodies are tomorrow's somebodies. My thoughts on Moses Itama, good fighter, good, promising young heavyweight talent, someone that I think has a chance to do something. You know, we'll see. But we'll see though. I'm not gonna crown him. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's the next great British heavyweight. I'm not gonna do that because this is his first step-up fight this weekend with Dempsey McKean, who's a solid guy. You know, been in there with some guys like Phil Hergovich and things like that. So we'll see how he does with Dempsey McKean. Dempsey McKean too, by the way. Dempsey McKean is deceptively athletic. Like he moves pretty well, and he also knows how to smother you and make a fight real ugly. That's why the Hergovich fight with him was really, really ugly. All right. Fuck, my hands are getting cold. Fuck, my hands are cold. Hold on. Put these gloves on. Put these damn gloves on. My hands are freaking cold. My hands get cold real fast. Hold on. It's ridiculous. They built Inoue the top rank way, only fighting guys he's supposed to beat, just my opinion. No, that's not true either. That's not true. He came up here in Japan where, first of all, he wasn't even a top rank. He didn't become a top rank fighter until like 3 years ago. And top rank, they're not even as many. He's got like, Inoue has like 3 promoters. He's got like, because he's got Hideki Ohashi, he's got Mr. Honda, and he's got Bob Arum. And Bob Arum don't really got much of a say. He got a little bit of a say, but like, he just has the rights to his American fights. He came up in the Japanese system. And Japanese boxing as a prospect is so much different than the USA. They have tournaments. They have tournaments. They have guys fighting like other top prospects when they're like 5-0, 6-0. It's different. So I'll tell you one thing right now. If you're a Japanese fighter and you make it to the world level of boxing, you have done something because they throw you in with the sharks early. But it's getting to a point now where it's okay. We know you're great, but step up. If Inoue keeps winning, people are going to keep saying move up and weight. If he wins all 4 belts at 120, people will say 130. This will never be the end. Inoue is too small for Inoue is small for 122. I'm not gonna listen. I'm not trying to say like one. I think featherweight is it for him. I don't think he's going up past featherweight. But if he does do that, if he does go undisputed at featherweight, then you have to. Of course, people are gonna say that. It's the same thing with Pacquiao, you know. With great power comes great responsibility, you know? So if you're truly great, people are gonna have expectations of you. Yes, that's how life works. That's how life works in anything. You know, if you're a great musician, if you're a great artist, people are gonna expect a platinum album every time. If you're a great painter, people are gonna expect a great masterpiece every time. That's how it goes. Hold on, put these gloves on because my freaking hands are freezing. It ain't like freezing in Japan, but shit, you gotta have your layers of clothes on. You gotta have your gloves. You gotta have all that. Otherwise, you're gonna be in some trouble. We can't get in trouble. So let's see. All right. Only thing is, it's kind of hard to see the comments with these gloves. I gotta. Wow, this touchscreen bullshit. Hold on. So I'll keep one glove on, so I can scroll. Anyway, if Inoue wins the title at 126 in the future, then I want you to give him the proper acknowledgement that he deserves. What proper acknowledgement? I've been giving Inoue proper acknowledgement for 10 years. What do you mean proper acknowledgement? I've always said he's one of the best fighters in the world. I've always said he's great. What do you mean? If there's one person that's given the man his proper acknowledgement, it's me. Just because I want to see him fight certain people at 126 like Angelo Leo, like that doesn't mean I don't recognize his greatness. The main reason, okay, let me not yell, but the main reason why I even thought about coming into Japan in the first place is because of Inoue. So if that's not me even coming to Japan, flying across the pond, not once but twice, especially the first time because it was for the Inoue football. The first time I came, coming to Japan, it's literally because I acknowledge his greatness so much. I put my money where my mouth was, and I flew across the Pacific Ocean to go cover Japanese boxing because of Inoue's inspiration. That's the greatest acknowledgement anyone could give him. Twice. Because you're saying he's ducking. He is. It's the truth. It's the truth. If he's not gonna listen, if he's not gonna fight Junto, and he's gonna fight guys like Merjan and Picasso, I'm sorry. If he's not fighting Junto anytime soon in 2025, and he's already cleared out 122, and he's not gonna fight Junto, which is because the reason that I'm always told that he won't go up to featherweight is because he's waiting for Junto, and he may very well still be waiting for Junto. But you're gonna go a whole another year without fighting Junto and not fighting a featherweight? Come on, man. Come on. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. That's just not. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how much I like a fighter, and I love Inoue. I love him. Came to Japan for him. Still haven't met him. Still haven't got an interview with him. It's okay. Love him. Forgiveness. Love the guy. That's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Okay. Literally got into arguments with 2019. I was calling him pound number one in 2019. People would say no, Canelo. 2022. People saying Foreman gonna beat him. I'm like, nah. People saying he does not. He's overrated. Nah. Always giving him his due. Always. But as I always say here on True School Sports, nobody is above criticism. Absolutely not. Nobody is. Anyone. Philip Hergovich got knocked out by Daniel Dubois this year. I had to come on here and say he got exposed, and I did. So it's never hatred. It's just boxing talk. It's all for the love of boxing. Plus, it's obvious from recent news, but this is a half and half at the moment. We'll just see. We'll wait and see, because one of these guys like Sam Goodman can get injured again. All right, and then maybe he just fights Merjan, and then he goes. Who knows? But right now, it's not looking good. You went missing for a while after Hergovich lost. Yeah, I was moving across the country at the time. That's why. I was moving from South Florida to Las Vegas. And truth be told, when Hergovich lost, I didn't even watch the fight live. I was watching hockey. I went to Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Florida Panthers, the champs, versus the New York Rangers. I was at the game when he was fighting, so I wasn't even watching when he was fighting. In fact, from April 21st to June 24th, I didn't even care about boxing. I was locked in I was making my videos, I was doing my job, but I was really just focused on the playoffs. If you want to be honest, the NHL playoffs, and the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup, and they did. So, and I had to move too. I had to move from Florida to Las Vegas, so I didn't go missing. I didn't go missing. I was busy with life. Um, does Canelo have stamina issues? Yes. Always had them. That's why anybody who has a good gas tank and can take his punch and is durable and get in his chest and counter punch him and things like that, they always have a chance. Now, luckily for Canelo, none of those guys that are currently at 68 can do that. You know, the way it's going, Canelo might fuck around and fight Bruno Soares for the honor of Mexico. Inoue might not ever fight at featherweight. He might have his limit at 122. Maybe. Well, then you know what? Okay. If that's truly the case, then I would love either Inoue himself or Hideki Ohashi himself to say that they're not going to go to featherweight. Hergovich said he will retire if he lost to Dubois. Do you think he will? I haven't talked to Philip Hergovich at all since the fight. Like, at all. I sent him a couple messages on Instagram. He's seen a couple of them. He's liked a couple of the messages, but never responded in words. You know, he's been watching my stories again. It looks like he's just been spending time with his family because he had a daughter that was being born during the camp of that fight. So, personally, knowing Philip, if I had to take a guess, and maybe I'll be wrong, I don't think he'll retire. I think he's too much of a competitor to go out like that, go out like a punk. No way. I think he's going to at least try to come back. And I still believe in him. I still think he could be a big factor in the heavyweight division. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he might be one of the only fighters that's a man of his word and he does retire. I don't know. Usyk seems adamant with moving back down to cruiserweight after the Fury fight if he beats Jai Bataya. Would that make him the cruiserweight GOAT? I mean, to me, he's already either him or Holyfield. But yeah, if he goes back down there again and becomes undisputed again after becoming undisputed heavyweight champion, that's never been done before. So yes, that would cement his place, I think, for sure. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, I'll even have to say that would put him definitively, without argument, above the great Evander Holyfield. But that's tough. That could actually work against him. He might go down there and be weight training and get knocked the fuck out. So you don't know. I always think as a fighter, it's harder to move down back in weight than it is up, because if you're moving up, you know, you can just eat a bunch of food and, you know, most fighters enjoy moving up because they get to eat more and they're not cutting as much. But to be in a weight class and then go to another weight class for a couple years and then come back down to that weight class, that's tough. That's asking a lot. But if there's one guy that could do it in boxing, I think it's Usyk. I think he's disciplined. I think he lives that life. I think he's a true warrior. I think he would do it. I think he would beat Opataya. You know, Opataya is good, but as he fights more, I feel like you're seeing more of the chinks in his armor. I thought Breedis exposed his stamina problems in the rematch that he has. I think he against Usyk, he'll be dangerous for the first 5.5 rounds, 4.5, 5.5 rounds, and then it'll work. Donaire moved down and did well. Yeah, and that's why in my opinion, that's what solidifies him as a Hall of Famer, because he's one of the only fighters I've seen in modern boxing at the championship level to do that, to be successful in a lower weight class, go up and fight in a higher weight class, not do so good there, not do so well there, and then come back down and then dominate, you know, and then only lose to an all-time great, and then give him his hardest fight of his career. Come on. Special fighter, Hall of Famer. When he makes that official announcement that he retired, Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Where is Jared Anderson? Probably enjoying his Saudi money. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But yeah, it's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire, live from Tokyo. Freezing my hands off. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, let's start walking again, because my hands are freezing. Zuro got a mandatory versus Dorticos. I've seen that. That's a good fight. Dorticos is a former champion. He's a guy that's been, in some really good fights. So he's got experience. I haven't seen Dorticos fight in a long time, so I'm not really sure what he's looking like these days. But I remember Dorticos 5 years ago, he was punching like that. And unless he's extremely, extremely washed up, I would still assume he's punching like that. Alapau was good. Good to see you. BT, next time you see her, and tell him I've gained some respect for him. So, very little, but it's there. Why? Why do you respect Eddie Hearn now? Hand history. Yeah. Why do you respect him? Because I know you and Hyrule, you guys hate Eddie Hearn with the passion. Y'all hate Eddie Hearn like it's your job. Yeah. I'll be honest, guys. My hands are freezing, and I don't want to be out here much longer. So, there's a place in Japan called Mos Burger. It's my favorite burger place in Japan. There's one right up the street from this park. Should I go in there? Maybe we'll go to Mos. I have to go get some money, but let's go to Mos. Fuck it. Let's go to Mos because it's too cold. My hands are freezing and I can't scroll I can't even read the comments with these gloves on. It won't work when I do this. So we'll go to Mos. Give you guys some more Japanese experience because last time I was here, I remember people got mad. They said, BT, you didn't show us no Japanese culture. You just went and did your boxing interview. So I'll get you guys some culture. Give y'all what you asked for. I saw a comment that said that they're gonna put the Jack Catterall Arnold Barbosa Jr. fight on because it'll put you to sleep. You know, so you're saying they're both boring. You know, I'm not really a big Barbosa guy. I do think Barbosa is a boring fighter because he don't really do anything great, and he don't really got a personality, to be honest with you, like that to get you like intrigued to his fights. He's just a decent fighter. But I think Catterall is exciting. I think Catterall is a fun fighter to watch. I think Catterall is a really good boxer, very skillful, sneaky puncher. He's been in some fun fights. So I think you're hating on Jack. I think Jack is a top fighter. That's not fair to Jack. Yeah, it's cold out here, guys. It's cold. I mean, you see what I'm wearing. I'm not wearing it because it's warm. And I'm pretty warm right now, but my hands get cold real quick. I didn't have my gloves on for like 45 minutes, so yeah, I'm gonna go get some money, and I'm gonna go back to my little place real quickly. And I'm gonna go get some money, and then we'll go to Mos. Give you guys show you guys my favorite corporate burger chain in the world. Not McDonald's, not Whataburger, not In-N-Out. No. Mos Burger, because Mos Burger is the truth. How many degrees is it here? I'm not sure. Because they do everything. I didn't check the weather today, but I just know it's cold. If I had to take a guess, I'm gonna say it's like, in degrees, it's probably like 30 something, 30 or 20 something. And you know, if you're not wearing gloves like me for 45 minutes, you're gonna go ahead and your hands are gonna start hurting like a bitch. So that's what's happening. It's the mom and pop restaurant, or they got a few Mos. No, Mos Burger. Nah, in America they don't got Mos Burger. I'll tell you that right now. There's no. They got like, I've seen like places in America called Mos like Grill, but no. Mos Burger, that's Japanese. They ain't got that shit in America. I wish they did have it in America, but it probably wouldn't be as good because they probably wouldn't use like fresh ingredients like Japan. But Mos Burger is the truth. I'm gonna go get some money because I left my money at where I'm staying, and then we'll go to Mos and we'll talk boxing. So get your questions in while I'm doing that. Let me see what else we got. The Rayo Valenzuela situation. It's not a gym situation with Rayo. Benavidez is the manager of all his career. They make Rayo corner. Robert Garcia. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I know Rayo's had problems with, because him and Benavidez Sr. are in a lawsuit. He's with Robert now, so that That's how boxing is. Things change quick. Sometimes fighters and managers fall out, fighters and trainers fall out. Happens all the time. Happens more than you guys think. Even a lot of times, even the trainers and fighters that do stay together, they fight all the time. So, because it's a sport. In this sport, there's a lot of pressure on these guys to perform. I don't think people understand the pressure that fighters go through. Like, that's why fighters get into trouble away from boxing, because that pressure to win is so much, and when they don't perform, the criticism is so harsh, because so much is expected of them. So because of that pressure that they go through, there's always a lot of falling out. Charlie says spicy Mo's cheeseburger is the best in Mo's. I mean, I haven't had the spicy cheeseburger. I normally get just the regular cheeseburger with the white cheese on it, or I get the I forgot what it's called, but they had this one burger there that has Hokkaido cheese. It starts with a T. I always mispronounce it, but it starts with a T. That's my other favorite. And the chicken cutlet burger is good. We're gonna go to Mo's. You guys gonna learn about Mo's today. Cause I mean, I ain't eating yet, and I just woke up, so might as well get the day started off on the right foot. Put the Americans on the Mo's. I didn't know Benavides Senior is a manager to a couple of. Yeah, well, that's the best. I mean, a lot of trainers become managers, but it's a tricky thing because sometimes the trainers, like the worst situation for a fighter is when the trainer is your manager, because if your trainer is your manager, normally speaking, they're gonna get a bigger piece of your purse. So like if he's just your trainer, it'll be like 10%, but if he's your manager, it could be like 30 to 40%. So hold on, guys. I'm gonna stop talking here for a second because I'm gonna go in here and you can't be talking. So give me like 1 minute, and I'll start talking again. But put your comments in and hit the like button and super chat, all that good stuff. We're live from Japan. All right, hold on. All right, guys. I had to be quiet. I had to be quiet because in that place you can't talk, and if I start talking, people are gonna start crashing out on me. So yeah, how to get my little bag, my little Japanese bag to have all my stuff in it. But anyway, let me get to these comments. Shout out to BT, Boots versus Kyles. What do I think will happen? I think we'll get a great fight. I think if Boots is actually weight drained and is having a sharp weight cut like he says he is, that's a tough guy to fight. The Blair fight will be even harder because when you're weight drained, the fluid around your brain is lessened and your punch resistance goes down. So I think it would be a much better fight than people think, and definitely a fun event because anything Blair Cobbs does is fun. No, it's not the teriyaki burger. It's called something else. Shout out to Jay. Good to see Jay. Alex says, "What up, BT? Hope everything is blessed with you." Which Alex is this? I mean, there's a lot of Alexes, but yeah, shout out to you too. Hope everything is blessed with you as well. I know a lot of Alex. Alex is a common name, and I know a lot of Alexes. Are you staying in an Airbnb? Let me know a good deal since I'm going there in March. I am staying in an Airbnb, but it's like, it's the most basic thing you could possibly think of. So if you're like I'm a low maintenance person, like, I don't need a whole lot, but it's very, very basic, you know? But hey, be able to stay in Japan and enjoy Japan, so it serves a purpose. But yeah, guys, we're coming. Look, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys something. So look, reverse the camera. Okay, look. So, hold on. So, there it is. Mos Burger. Yes. Just beneath the tunnel. So look, we're gonna go beneath this little tunnel thing right here, where the train tracks are here, but you go under. You know, go through here, and then we never met. Just a long time. Okay, Alex. Okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate people like you that support the channel. Thank you. God bless. Hope everything is well. Yeah, here we are. Hold on. Let me take this glove off. Hold on. Here we are, guys. Look. Mos. Yes. Let's go. Mos. My favorite burger place in Japan. So this is Mos. I'm gonna eventually have to turn the camera off when I'm in there because I don't want them crashing out. But like, look, this is Mos, guys. So this is the menu. I normally get this joint right here. This is the one I get right here. Regular cheeseburger. But where is it? The Tobikiri burger. That's the one I was talking about with the Hokkaido cheese. That's pretty good. Everything here is really good because the thing about Japanese fast food is it's not like American fast food. They actually like put fresh ingredients and stuff, so even when you eat it, like it doesn't taste like you don't feel like you ate fast food. So yeah. Is Japan a nice visit? It is. It definitely is. What is Sumi's favorite burger joint in Japan? It's a place called Ikebukuro number 18. That's what it's called. I'm gonna go there in a couple days because I want to try it just because of him. I gotta go to there and I gotta go to Shogun Burger. But yeah, there it is, guys. Mos, the untouchable Mos Burger. I can't wait to go in here. Man, this is the first time I've seen you alive. A lot of you, I've seen your videos before, but my first live. Thank you, man. I've been going live a lot more often, so it's good to be seen. Thank you for watching. But let me go in there and order. Hold on. Let me go there and order, and then find a corner where it won't be too loud. So let me hold on, guys. Konnichiwa. Tobikiri? No.
こちら。はい。とびきりチーズの方ですね。はい。店内でお召し上がりですか？コーヒーや？
See, yeah, we're here.
Would you make a combo?
Combo.
Okay.
And
You can choose.
okay, fries.
Fries?
Large.
Okay.
Large.
Okay. とびきりチーズ、フレンチフライラージ、and would you
Melon soda.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. 1190円です。
I know. Good. Hold on, guys. Let me get my stuff situated here. Do I speak Spanish? I know some Spanish. Gotta practice. Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. I'm sure you guys got a kick out of that. Seeing me try to speak Japanese. Senmasu. Okay, so we're here, guys. We're here at Nah, bro, you spoke Spanish. You said cedar. I did on accident because I got mixed up. 'Cause I was speaking Spanish the other day with somebody, and I speak a little bit, of, like very, 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 very little, like, but I understand it. But I got mixed up. But you know, in Japanese, I know like I know hi. Hi means yes. Konnichiwa is hello. Arigatou gozaimasu. That's like thank you very much. Sema says excuse me. Ayete yokata is nice to see you again, you know. So that's as far as my Japanese goes for now. But it's expanded. I'm getting a little better, you know. I just gotta put more time into learning Japanese. When this Japan trip is done, I'm not gonna come back to Japan probably till the middle of 2026. So I have a year and a half to practice and get my shit in order with my Japanese. So. Bro said C. I did. Show us how the Japan money. Okay, I'll show you. Japan money, because you guys never seen like Japanese money so on. So I'm not gonna pull out the yen bills, but I'll pull up the coins. So like, this is like, you got that. That's like this is like 10 yen. So this is like a dime pretty much. It's not a lot. Here's 1,000 yen. You know, that's how it looks. So for those of you in America who want to know, that's how it looks. At one at a time, BT, one at a time. Maybe when you meet Naya in your interview, I don't know, you're broken Japanese. Maybe 1,000 yen. 1,000 yen is like, yeah, I'm gonna say like $10, something like that. Not a whole lot, but something. But yeah, this is Mos. So we're waiting for the burger, but I got some melon soda while I'm sitting here. So hope everybody's enjoying the live stream. You know, we still got like 40 minutes left, so 30 to 40 minutes left. So get your questions in about boxing. Ask whatever you want. Yeah. What drink? It's a melon soda, watermelon soda. It's like popular here in Japan. So. But how's everybody enjoying the live stream? How you guys enjoying the live stream today? I'm giving y'all a little bit of everything. I'm giving y'all boxing talk. I'm giving y'all parks. Yen. Yeah, it's 644. Where is the ramen? They got ramen all over Japan, but I don't want ramen right now. The best noodles in Japan are called udon noodles. Those are the best noodles in Japan. But you gotta go get them in West Japan. If you get them in Tokyo at like one of the chains, it's not the same as West Japan. So. But they got ramen. They got ramen everywhere in Japan. Maybe the next live stream we'll go get ramen. But till then we'll have to just chill here at Mos. You know. A lot of people have been telling me that they've been vicariously living through me here in Japan. Oh, Ramun. Ramun is the name. Is the Japanese fizzy drink, or as you guys say, soda. Yeah. Ramun? I think I had Ramun. I think it's like they have them in the vending machines. I've seen those before. They have them like, because in Japan there's vending machines everywhere, so you can always just go get stuff like that in the vending machine. Do Inoue tickets need a lottery still? Yes, especially his fights. For his fights, especially. For lesser fights like Ioka Martinez, there's not a lottery. But for Inoue fights, lottery. Are there any type of animals? Yeah. Um, in certain parts of Japan, they have wild boars. Like we have deers, they have wild boars running around. Vending machines, nerds exist too. They do. And maybe I'm one of them because I was at the airport and I saw this in the vending machine and I got it. This little Afro guy. And I put it on my bag, keychain. What do I think about Munguia activating the rematch clause? I think, I mean, they put it in the contract, so you gotta abide by the contract. But I don't think Munguia deserves a rematch. For what? He got knocked the hell out in his hometown. Let Bruno Suarez push on towards bigger and better things because clearly Munguia is not a bigger and better thing. He knocked him out. So let him go fight Caleb Plant. Let him go fight Canelo. Let him go fight somebody else. TG1 says, I'm sorry for the old people on the channel, but what's your name and where are you from, bro? So my name is Brendan Taylor, but people call me by my initials, BT. So BT is what my friends call me. I'm from the southern Florida area, like Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. And I love Japanese boxing, and I cover a lot of Japanese boxing, more than any other American YouTube boxing content creator. And I come to Japan to cover Japanese boxing, you know, because nobody else from America does that. So it's not only is it different, but it's something that I really, really do enjoy, you know. And every time I come to Japan to cover Japanese boxing, it gives me like a recharge. Do I have Latino heritage? Yes. My dad's Puerto Rican. My mom is Dominican and Cuban, so Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Cuban. Yes, sir. You should see the stellar sea eagle, a massive eagle north of Japan. I'm not even sure what that would look like, but I'll Google it soon. And he's also a kid from Dania. Yes, I am. Dania Beach. So I'm from the town of Dania Beach, Florida, which is like right in the middle of Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Small town, but beautiful town. Small and fun. Taylor's my last name. The Japanese are warriors. They are. And I remember like years ago, the first video I ever made about a Japanese fighter was Shinsuke Yamanaka when he fought Samuel Moreno. And Samuel Moreno in the rematch because he had a really fun 2 fights. And hold on, guys. All right, so the food has arrived, guys. The food has in fact arrived. We're here at the untouchable Mos Burger. So look, this is right here. This is it's called a Toby Kitty burger. So guys, it has Hokkaido cheese, which is like the special cheese from Hokkaido in Japan. It's got this patty right here, which is like fresh lettuce, tomatoes, barbecue sauce, onions, you know, and then got the fries there. Very good stuff. The other day, I remember I posted on my Instagram. I put that on Instagram that I like this place more than I like In-N-Out in America or even like Whataburger. And those are good places too, but everything here is fresh, you know? Hola says, I don't know what else I can think about boxing, but I fucking hate Sky Nicholson. I don't hate her as a human being. So, you hate her boxing style, You don't like her boxing style? I think as a fighter, she's actually very good. It's not the most entertaining. She kind of boxes like the female version of Billy Joe Saunders, but I think she's a top fighter. I think she should have got the fight against Amanda Serrano. You know? Yeah, but here it is. Oh shit. Hold on. The thing about this burger is it's very messy. If you hold on, what's the napkin at? The cheese like falls off really easily and there's a lot of sauce, but it's really good though. It's really, really good. Oh snap. My man Philippians 4:13, he's right. He says, you forgot to pray. I did forget to pray, so we'll do that right now. Well, you know what? You're right. Let's have some damn etiquette. We shouldn't change our routines because we're in Japan. Let's do the right thing. So, dear Lord, thank you for this food. And I'm paying my eyes open, but dear Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for getting me to Japan. Thank you for the viewers of True School Sports. Please protect us in Japan and guide our steps and let us be a good vessel to the world and the world of boxing. In Jesus' name, amen. There you go. There's a prayer. And thank you for Philippians 4:13, always supporting the channel. Thank you for this food, amen. It is. It's very, look at it. Look at it. It's amazing. It's good stuff, but very, very messy. In Jesus' name, that's right. In Jesus' name. Without Jesus, there is no BT. It's all about God. So thank you to Philippians 14 for putting me in check. Tank can't beat Shakur. That's not true. They can both beat each other. Tank Davis is a very high IQ fighter, and he has the style to make adjustments and counter Shakur. I don't agree with that. But at the same time, Shakur Stevenson's a master boxer, so it's a great fight. Hopefully it happens. Until then, we're gonna enjoy the Toby Kitty burger from Mos, you know? Yamanaka got cooked by Neri. He did. He did. I mean, Neri wasn't exactly clean that fight. You know, he came in overweight twice. But he did. I went back and forth with that fight. I've always thought Shakur Stevenson would beat Tank in the beginning, but then I'm always seeing this pattern with Shakur Stevenson. Every time he fights punchers, he starts bitching up. So I would say I'll go with Shakur, but like I'm not as confident as I used to be. I used to be a lot more confident in Shakur. Akisuhi has been looking good on pro box. He has. Very good fighter. And he's a great example to boxing fans. Like, you shouldn't always judge fighters on the records or the knockout ratios, because many, many times in boxing, the records don't tell the whole story. Sometimes there's fighters in boxing that don't get the luxury of padding the record early on in their career. And because of that, they got to fight a lot of tough, undefeated guys early. Hungry fighters too that want to win. And Akisuhi has had that in his career. That's why, you know, his knockout ratio is so low, because he's fought like, I think, 5 or 6 undefeated fighters in like 11 fights. And he's still undefeated himself. So it shows you what he's doing. But he's gotten better, and he clearly knows how to land his shots. And I feel like the more the longer fights are as far as rounds, the better he's going to perform. You know, I like him a lot. He's one of my favorite bantamweights in the world. I like, at bantamweight, my favorite bantamweights are like him, Seiya Tsutsumi, Junto Nakatani, and then Lawrence Newton from South Florida. But he's very unknown because he's terribly managed and doesn't fight often. But when he does fight, he's pretty damn good. I like him. I think he could be champion, but I don't think he'll get the chance because he has terrible management. So that's not going to happen to Lawrence Newton. But yeah, Akatsuki can fight. You're the channel that put me on to the most out of the country fighters. Much love, but thank you, man. Yeah, man. There's a lot of good fighters in boxing that need coverage. So I'm glad this is a place where people, as I sit here and be messy with my food, but I'm glad this is a place where people can come and be entertained and get the opinions on big fights, but also learn about maybe fighters that don't get talked about a lot in the media before they actually become big. So it's kind of cool because you come here, you hear me talk about somebody before most people do, and then in a year or two, they get a big fight or you hear about them, and it's kind of cool. I think it's cool. Do you think Japanese female fighters are more attracted to anime sports than boxing? That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what the numbers are on that. I'm not sure if there's more Japanese anime or Japanese boxers. I do know there are a good amount of Japanese women's boxers, though. I met one last night. Mizuki Hiruta, the girl with pink hair. Very, very, very attractive lady. She can fight too. Southpaw, former WBO champion. They got some fighters here in Japan in boxing for women. You and Sean Tatel need to do a live stream in Japan one day for the people. I would love to bring Sean Tatel here to Japan. I don't know if he'll come because Sean's a little scared to come to Japan because of what happened with the whole Inoue thing last year, where he wasn't accusing Inoue of steroids, but he had just said nothing would surprise him because of how boxing is at the top level. And so now he's, we talked about it, he's kind of like fearful of coming here because he thinks that people may not take too kindly to him. And I told Sean that he'll be okay. But, if you don't want to come, that's on him. I can't force him. I don't know. But I would love, not just with Sean, but to be here with any of my friends one day, it would be special, My opinion on Dana White promoting boxing, I think it's good. I think he's got his hands already in the career of Callum Walsh. Callum Walsh is a fighter that is selling a lot of tickets in Ireland. So I think that's like his first real fighter in boxing. I think it's good. Dana knows how to promote. I just don't know if Dana will be as patient with boxing because he's got so much control in UFC. So I don't know. I don't know. Boxing, it's a lot harder to navigate than the UFC, where he has control on the whole sport of MMA. All the other promotions, like Bellator and everything, they're beneath UFC, as to where in boxing, PBC and Matchroom and Golden Boy, they're all in the same bracket, so. Every single Japanese woman in anime I've ever seen is attractive, bro. It's rare for me to see Japanese female boxers. Maybe I will watch me. Yeah, watch her next. She's solid. She's southpaw. She was, I don't know if she still is, but I know she was a WBO champion. She's got pink hair, so she's pretty easy to spot out. I think she's nice. Yeah, last night when I was there to interview Kenshiro at this one gym, Misako boxing gym, she was there, so. But yeah, it's your boy BT, the Untouchable, True School Sports Empire. Shout out to everybody here. Hope you guys are enjoying the live. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Hope you guys are enjoying your holidays. I know the holidays are a very fun time for people out there in the world. It's a time for family. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to give gifts and receive gifts. It's a time to have fun. But I also know the holidays are a tough time for a lot of people out there in the world. Not everybody has family. Not everybody's close to their family. People have died. So if you're going through a tough time during the holidays, as I know I've been through plenty of tough times in the holidays, then I hope this live is helping you in some way. When's the interview coming out? I don't know exactly yet. I got to get started on it. I got 2 of them to work on. So I'm going to say, if I have to give an estimate, the Jin Sasaki interview should be out in like 3 days. Within the next 3 to 4 days. Kent Show should be out 3 to 4 days as well. So just stay tuned for both of them. I might space them out. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I got to edit them. So I'll let you know. The Jin Sasaki one, though, I'm telling you guys, and I say this about all the interviews in Japan, but I think this is the best one I've ever did. Because Jin Sasaki is not like a reserved Japanese fighter. He has a pretty out there personality, so I think I actually think Jin Sasaki has a chance to be a big star in America just because of how he is, because of how he fights, the division he fights in, and his personality. If he could just learn a little bit of English, that dude would if he could learn just a little bit of English, enough to at least communicate a couple phrases, Jin Sasaki, I think, he could be the biggest Japanese star in America. Like the biggest Japanese boxer in America. Even more than Inoue, because just the way he fights, the division he fights in is like a division that Americans pay attention to more. And whatchamacallit? And just just how he is, his personality. I think he'd be so big in America. Junto Nakatani beats Inoue. He might. I've always said the only 2 guys from 122 to 126 that I think have a chance to beat Inoue are Junto Nakatani and Angelo Leo. And I'm sticking to it. There's a couple guys I think would have a chance if they develop more, but right now it's just, for me, Angelo and Junto. But if that kid Mirko Cuello, the Argentinian featherweight, if he tightens his defense up more, I think he's going to be a big problem for a lot of guys at featherweight. Defense needs to tighten up, but he's got everything else. No? Shushu Carrington. He's a good fighter. I like Shushu. I think under the right circumstances, Shushu Carrington can be champion. I would give Shushu a chance against Espinoza, but he'd be the underdog. But I think Shushu's best scenario is if Espinoza vacates and the WBO orders him to fight Arnold K. guy for the vacant title. That's his best case scenario, I think. Yeah, I can see that in his walkout shenanigans in a good way. Jin could try 140 if he wants to. He was already at 140. The only loss of his career against Andy Hirooka was at 140. And he got knocked out. And he couldn't make the weight. He missed weight that fight because he couldn't make it no more. So I don't think 140 is a thing for him. I think he's in the right weight class. I'll tell you guys this. You guys know I've seen a lot of fighters over the years. You guys know I've been exposed to a lot in boxing. I'm going to these gyms around the world and whatnot, but Jin Sasaki is one of the most unique talents I've ever seen in the boxing. Honestly, very unique fighter. Because he's got a lot of punchy power, he's got heavy hands, but one thing people don't know about him, and I just found this out watching him in the gym yesterday. I think Jin Sasaki is actually a much better boxer than he's shown. And I think he's definitely an above average athlete. I think Jin Sasaki, when he hits his prime, is going to be a real factor in boxing. Honestly. Because he's got things you can't teach with his power and his athletic ability. Even his footwork, he can box. He can box. I was watching him shadow box yesterday. He can actually box. I just don't think he's needed to use his boxing much in Japan because he could just knock people out. But you know, that's what I think. But let me go ahead and get out of here, guys, because I have went ahead and finished my meal. So hold on, let me put my little bag on. Where am I at? I'm not at Dotor. I'm at Mos Burger, the best burger place, best corporate burger chain in the world anywhere. But my favorite, one of my favorite places to eat in the world. So yeah, we just finished up here. As you can see, this is the results of what we're doing. While I was talking to you guys, we still got melon soda left. So yeah. Shout out to my boy Hafid. He says, "You be ordering in Japanese?" Nah, I put together little phrases. I'll just say hi, and I'll say arigato gozaimasu, and I just point. That's about it. I gotta learn. I can't speak Japanese and like, I can't have conversation yet. I have to practice more. But I know enough. I know enough to get by, you know. But anyway, hold on, guys. By the way, Hafid, I did see your message on Instagram about going to get lunch. We can definitely go. Oh snap! We can definitely go get lunch. Just let me know when. Give me a day, give me a time, and we'll figure it out. But okay, there's that. Let me get my glove. All right, and let's take our happy asses on out of here, cause. All right, so that was fun. Mos Burger. Been in Mos Burger so many times since I've been in Japan, but it don't get old. It really don't. So, I legit only went to Mos Burger, and shout out to Mos, my favorite place. I went to Mos Burger only because I wanted to show you guys in America some, you know, some Japanese culture. Even though it's a burger place, I mean, how culture can a burger place be? But that burger I had was a Japanese burger. That was the Tukiri burger. Fire. So anyway, the untouchable True School Sports Empire, live from Japan. All right, getting the day started, chilling. After this is done, I gotta work on some stuff, but we got like what, 15 minutes left. So get your questions in. If you've enjoyed the live and you like this content, definitely super chat. If you smash the like button, I probably won't go live for like 2 days after this, but the next live, guys, is gonna be in Shibuya. I'm gonna go to Shibuya at nighttime, probably like in 2 days, and so you guys can really get a taste of Japan. Because right now we're in a calm area. Let me cross the street. We're in a calm area. We're in Ota City, place that's near and dear to my heart. But there's other places in Japan that I would like you guys to see, and places like Shibuya. I've shot videos in Shibuya and they're always fun, but I can't imagine what a live would be like in Shibuya. So I want to experience that, you know. So look, over here across the street at the park, they got the little duck boats right there. Those are pretty cool. Yup. Now it's too cold. I mean, I wouldn't. I might go do the duck boats before I leave, because I've been wanting to do these little duck boats. You can see somebody's out there rowing their boat, but it's kind of cold for that right now. So I might pass. But I think we'll do the last 10 minutes of the live here. So if you guys got any questions about boxing or anything else, really, you can go ahead and you can chime in. You know, True School Sports live from Japan. Let me Surely go around. I'll go right here. I'll go right here. Salute to you, sir. Yes, salute to you. Good to see you, champ. It's a bit of cap. I gotta get a haircut today too, cause I've been going too long without a haircut. But Let me see. Do you like to try those street food? Yeah, I do. I do like street food. I've had all kinds of stuff. I had like what was it? Like lobster balls or some shit like that. I forgot what it was, but it was pretty good. I forgot what it was called in Japanese. Not lobster balls, but I forgot what it was called in Japanese. I had eel like a month ago. That was pretty good. Got a lot of places to eat. They do. Yeah, Japan had like one thing about Japan is if you like food, you'll never run out of food to eat. And if you're someone who likes all kinds of food, not just not like me, I'm not really into sushi, so I probably wouldn't have sushi. But um, like they had all kinds of stuff here. Yeah, Yosa. Yeah, that's what it was. You should go to the Indian and try their street food. To India? Maybe. But yeah, boxing's kind of slow. I mean, with Inoue, not fighting Goodman on the 24th, and with Ryuka Ampo and Garcia not happening, all we got left. All we got left is we got Fury Usyk this week. What else? We got Ioka Martinez on New Year's Eve. I feel like I'm missing one though. I can't remember all the fights right now. Have I ever met Inoue or Junto? I've never met Inoue or Junto. I've been to Inoue's gym. He wasn't there when I went. That was the infamous gym visit last year, which caused a lot of fuss here on YouTube. You know that video is not up anymore because I didn't like how I was. I thought I was wrong, but people still remember that. So no, I never met him. I love to meet him. It would be a pleasure to meet him, but never had the chance to meet the great monster Inoue. And Junto, I haven't met yet either, but I think I'll probably meet him before I meet Inoue, honestly. So that'd be nice. Comic manga author from Japan. Really love the Japanese boxers, bro. Hajime no Ippo loves Seiya and Inoue, and Naruto author just sending love to Nagatani with his art. That's pretty cool. See, I didn't know that. So they're fans of Seiya Tsutsumi, so I should meet them. I should meet them, interview them about Hajime no Ippo. That'd be pretty cool. I like Hajime no Ippo. Yeah, I watch it sometimes. Gets you like really inspired about boxing. If you watch that anime, it gets you really inspired about boxing. It does for me. I haven't watched it in a while, but like when I watch Hajime no Ippo, I be wanting to like go train and go punch someone dead in the face and go run miles and do knuckle push-ups and do all that stuff. Who would I favorite in the Inoue and Nakatani fight? That really depends on the weight class they fight in. If they fight at 122, I will favor Inoue because I think if they fight at 122, it would mean that the thought would happen pretty soon, and I still think Junto needs a little bit more championship level experience to perfect some things in his style, and Inoue can really punch at that weight class. I think Junto will be strong at featherweight. I don't think Inoue will be punching as hard as a featherweight, and I think because of that, that'll allow Junto to box and potentially outwork Inoue and even hurt him. So I would say if it's at 122, I favor Inoue. If it's at 126, it's a 50-50 fight. A couple of months ago, the creator of Ippo gifted a drawing to Ricardo Lopez in Japan. That's pretty cool. Ricardo Lopez, I know they have a character in the series based on Ricardo Lopez, Ricardo Martinez. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Apart from like maybe like Rocky, no piece of boxing TV shows or movies or cinema or anything quite depicts like the spirit of boxing quite as great as Hajime no Ippo. If you've never seen it, to everybody in America never seen it, go check it out. It's a great anime. And I'm not even an anime guy like that. I'm not even no big anime fan, but that's probably like if I had to name an anime that's my favorite, that's probably my favorite anime. Cause I don't watch like Naruto. I wasn't no big on Dragon Ball Z. I had a cousin who was really into anime, like super into anime when we were kids, and he used to like watch like Yu Yu Hakusho. I think that's what it was called, Yu Yu Hakusho. Maybe I'm even saying it wrong, but it was something like that. Dun, 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 dun. BT, you're becoming the voice of Japanese boxing? That's crazy. I'm the voice of South Florida boxing too, but I guess I can be both. I can be the voice of South Florida boxing and Japanese boxing. Yeah, why not? I mean, I love Japan. They treat me, you're like they treat me pretty well in Japan. This is the one place on earth that I've been to that's not in America that when I leave I get homesick and I'm not even from here. So maybe I don't know. Maybe one day I'm not gonna rush into it, but if when the time is right, maybe one day it may be in the cards. I may have to move to Japan. Maybe boxing will bring me here, long term. Who knows? I never thought I would come here once, let alone twice. Never mind twice in a 2-year span. So less than 2-year span. So keep your options open. Never know. Especially with me, I'm a very unpredictable person. I don't even know what I'm gonna do sometimes. Correct. Yu Yu Hakusho. Pronunciation is getting better. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I think butchering enough Japanese names and mispronouncing enough Japanese names that you start getting better after a while. Baki, old school, and new version are really good. They're connected. I tune in to BT to hear anything under 126. That's your wheelhouse. Thank you, man. I think my wheelhouse is the whole of boxing, but I just get more passionate about 126 in those weight classes because they actually fight. That's what it is. They actually fight. Those fighters need coverage, so I feel like I'm filling a void. But I could talk about anything in boxing, any weight class in boxing I talk about. But I do tend to pay attention to those weight classes more because to me they're just more exciting. And I make a lot of content for fighters in those weights because there's not a lot out on those guys. So I feel like I'm doing a service to boxing. So yeah, thank you, appreciate it. Doing the Lord's work, yes, you have to, 1,000%. You got to. But there's not a weight class in boxing apart from bridgerweight because I don't really follow bridgerweight. There's not a weight class in boxing that I can't talk about. Any weight class in boxing I can talk about. I know all of them. And there's a lot. Now, like featherweight, I mean, I'm always talking about featherweight because it's the most exciting weight class, and I'm literally part of the team of a guy who's a world champion there. So that kind of makes you more invested. But yeah. Hajin no Ippo manga is good. It's a good read, but it's really long. I'm sure it is. I mean, I can't read it regardless. Well, like if it's in Japanese, I can't read it, so I'm out of luck. I think that thing of not liking low weight classes is a USA stigma. It is. Like, because there's not a lot of it is because there's not a whole lot of exposure there because there's not a lot of American fighters in those weight classes. So, Americans care about the middleweight division, heavyweight, welterweight. Those are our weight classes, that we care about. And I don't understand the whole thing about though, like when they say like, oh, like we don't care about these booger weights and this that. I mean, you should care about those weight classes. We're waiting for 5 years for Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis to get their shit together and fight each other. That ain't happened. So while they're twiddling their thumbs and getting a thumb workout on Twitter, I'll just enjoy all the great fights in the lower weight classes. That's probably why I make so many videos about those weight classes, because those are the only weight classes in boxing where things consistently happen. Is there a Swedish boxer I could watch? Swedish boxer? I can't think of any Swedish boxers right now. I know like there's There was that one. I'm pretty sure he was from Sweden. There was that one heavyweight back in the day that fought Floyd Patterson, Ignemar Johansson. He had the trilogy with Floyd Patterson. I mean, that's the only Swedish boxer that I could put to memory. The Otto Wallin. Yeah, Swedish people are like known for like playing like hockey and soccer. Like, you know, I love the Swedish hockey players like Gustav Forsling on the Panthers, who helped us win the Stanley Cup. Shout out to Gustav Forsling, you know, but I don't really know too many Swedish boxers. Badu Jack, that's right. I keep forgetting Badu Jack is from Sweden. You're right, Badu Jack. Badu Jack's another one. Otto Wallin. Yeah, there's a couple. I'm from South America, and I taught people from all sides, and all people like low weight classes, but usually not the USA. Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. I don't know. They hate those, like, not hate, but like they discredit those weight classes, but then they want to dick ride the lightweight and welterweight divisions where nothing almost ever happens because guys are always on Twitter talking shit, not fighting, not signing contracts, ducking. So it is what it is. But not like America's a big country, and you know, a lot of Americans are different. So there are Americans that do like the lower weight classes. I'm one of them. So. The prejudice against the smaller weight classes in the West is strange, especially since the Japanese fighters go to war. No, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. You got to go ask those people that talk about that why. Because you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. What I think it is. A lot of the types of boxing fans that I hear say that are like people that aren't fans of boxing. They're fans of fighters. So, like, I just know here on YouTube, like, especially in like the LDBC, like these guys that dick ride Devin Haney or Tank or Shakur or whoever the fuck they like, they are fans of fighters. Fans of the sport of boxing are different because if you're a fan of the sport of boxing, it means you can appreciate any style, any weight class, and a fighter from anywhere, right? So that doesn't mean you gotta like love the lower weight classes, but you know, you can appreciate them. So yeah, that's what I think. Electro Jed says, "How am I doing? I'm doing good, man. We're 2 hours into this live. It's been an eventful one. You know, I walked that whole park, and now I'm just chilling here. I've already gone past the 2 hour mark, but I may just go another 10 minutes. Fuck it, we may go another 10, 15 minutes. Now I'm just here, just talking, answering the questions, and yeah, we went to Mos Burger. That was pretty cool, you know. And then after this is done, I gotta go work on some stuff to grow my Instagram account because I've been since like July, I've been gradually trying to grow my Instagram presence, like posting some of my shorts on the Instagram. So I gotta go download some shorts onto my phone and then draft some posts. Cause like, yeah, like I'm at like 6,400 followers on Instagram. Cause for years I didn't even care about like posting my boxing content on Instagram. I never cared about it. Cause I kind of hate Instagram. I kind of hated Instagram because it's a very toxic place, and a lot of the things that I say in these videos, I can't like the minute I start posting it on Instagram, people get all sensitive, and it's annoying. So, yeah, I gotta go do that later on, and then clip some shorts for here on YouTube, and then after that's done, I'll probably just chill. Next country you want to visit? Probably. If I do any sort of international traveling in 2025, I'm not coming back to Japan in 2025. So it'll probably be like the North American countries, because I've never been to Canada and I've never been to Mexico, and they're right there. So Mexico, Canada, these are like the two countries that I want to visit the next. But as far as the most, I would probably say Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I like that. I like how people from Australia are. I like the little bit of things I know about their culture. I think it's pretty cool. Boxing is obviously a very popular thing. It's becoming very popular. They've gained a great foothold in boxing over the last couple years with, like, you know, George Kambosos Jr., Jaya Pataya, Liam Paul, Sky Nicholson. They've had a lot of world champions. You know, they've had a lot of people doing big things from the country of Australia. So I'd love to go there. You know, I like Australian women too, so that helps. You know, yeah, Australia. Am I a casual or is the Fury versus Usyk two card trash? Yes, it's extremely trash. It's one of the most underwhelming. It's probably like, you know, you guys know I'm not no big Turkey fan, but Turkey's put on some decent cards, you know, and out of all the Turkey cards, I think this might probably the worst one. You should go to Ottawa, Montreal. They have a good scene up there. Yeah, those are places I was planning to go to anyway, because if I go to Canada and it's not the summer and it's during hockey season, I'd probably coordinate it to where I can go watch the Panthers play and then go to Ottawa, Montreal for boxing. And I know some people in Montreal boxing wise. Like I know probably like a good 5 people that I can get in contact with over there. So yeah, love to go see Canada, see what it's like over there. I definitely want to go to Russia. I mean, not Russia would be cool, but you know, I hear mixed things about Russia, but maybe not now with the war going on. I don't know. Probably not now. Is there any prospect out there that you'd be interested in training or coaching? I'll be honest with you. I know exactly what coaches and trainers go through. So for that, I don't really want to get into coaching, to be honest with you, ever. I don't, and truth be told, like, obviously, like, I've sparred and whatnot, but, like, I never, you know, I didn't compete, so I feel like that should be for somebody else to do, because the only way you're going to be a good boxing coach is if it's something you're passionate about, or if you're someone that's been through, like, a pro career, you know, and I'm not really passionate about coaching, and I didn't have a pro career to speak of. So with that being said, maybe I could advise fighters, because I do. On the low, you know, there's 2 fighters that I advise right now in boxing. You know, on the low, I advise some fighters. They're my friends. You know, actually it's 3 fighters, so they're my friends. So you know, I'm not charging them or nothing like that. But you know, I've helped some fighters as far as like pointing them in the right direction of things they should do. Do I have family in Canada? No, I don't, but I have friends in Canada. I have a good amount of friends in Canada. Did I have any amateur fights? No, I didn't actually. Yeah, I never had any amateur fights. I've sparred a lot of rounds though. I sparred about 6 or 7 professional fighters. The first person I ever sparred was this kid named Gabriel Chacon. He had like 3 or 4 fights in the pros. He didn't win any of these fights because he was all messed up in the head, and a couple of these fights, like 1 or 2 of them, he got robbed in. So I think his record was like 0-4 in his career. But he could have actually been better than he was. But you know, he let women get into his head, and you know, and then eventually he died. He died a couple of years ago because he was swimming out on the beach and a rip current caught him. But that was the first person I ever sparred at Canino's boxing gym. And he was, around that time when I was sparring him, he was getting ready to fight in the Florida Golden Gloves. And he actually fought Teofimo Lopez at that time. So I technically was sparring him when he was getting ready to fight Teofimo Lopez. You know, that's kind of cool. If I was a professional fighter who had to compete, I'd probably be like around 122 or 118, because I walk around like 139-ish, 140, so probably cut some weight. Like if I was, and I'm not even on my optimum shape right now. I'm probably a little fat than I normally am. So like when I'm in shape, I'm normally around like 133-ish. Right now I'm probably like around 140 because I've been enjoying, like, you know, Mos and whatnot. But other than that, yeah, like, so if I would probably be walking around like 133, so, you know, probably 122 or 118. I'd probably be around the Inoue weight class. That's some serious cred, mind you. Yeah, I mean, I don't brag about anything, you know, like, I wasn't no world champion or anything like that, but I know what, I've been in the boxing gym and been in the ring, and I've sparred enough good fighters and got my ass kicked so many different types of ways that I have a small understanding of pain that fighters go through. So that I can talk about. That I do know. I personally feel that you have too much boxing knowledge and experience not to share. And believe me, it's getting shared. I mean, it was shared. It was shared throughout the Venado Lopez training camp for Angelo Leo's fight, and not just for that fight, but like Angelo's whole career, not whole career, but like Angelo's career from like, I would say from the time he had the layoff after the Alameda fights and Fulham fights, so that whole 2-year layoff to right now, you know, I've always tried to help Angelo as far as giving him, like, and his dad, like bouncing ideas off them and trying to offer what I can to them. So that's helped him, you know, and God, thank God he won a world title again. So hopefully it continues. Him and then, you know, other fighters too. One guy's a top contender in the weight class. The other guy isn't a contender anywhere, but he's getting his career back on track. So there's 3 of them. Angelo and then 2 other fighters, who I won't say, because one of them I legally cannot say, because if I say who it is and certain people see that it's me advising them to do things, I'll get in trouble. So I'll be quiet on that one. But after the, am I gonna hit up KFC? No, I haven't gone to KFC yet here in Japan, but I know that I heard KFC's pretty good out here, so maybe I'll try that. Apparently, it's a tradition. Japanese people go to KFC for Christmas. Is that what you're telling me? So I was in camp with Leo for the Venado Lopez fight. Yeah, I was. I was in Santa Fe with Angelo. Me, him, his dad Miguel, my friend Johnny, his sparring partners Joseph Maicedo, who's a 122-pounder, Kevin Piedrahita, who's a 130-pounder, Jason Lugo, who's has one pro fight but has a very awkward style. Yeah, I didn't spar. So just to be clear, when I say I was in camp, it doesn't mean I didn't spar with him. I wasn't in the ring. I wasn't sparring. I didn't want no smoke. But I would sit there with, it was me, his dad Miguel, my friend Johnny, and Angelo himself. We would sit down every single night, not just during camp, but even before camp, and we would study Venado Lopez fights, tendencies, patterns, things he likes, things he doesn't like, his strengths, everything. We damn near watched the Joet Gonzalez fight 30 times. So that when I say I was in camp, it doesn't mean I was sparring. But there were some days where I would go running with them. I would go do sprints up the hill. You know, I would go do strength conditioning with them at times here and there. You know, so yeah, we'd be praying in camp together. Yeah. Too many people thought that was a easy fight for Venado at that moment, and I try to warn them. I try to tell Venado, not Venado. I try to tell people that you're ridiculous. Angelo's gonna beat the brakes off Venado, and I knew it. Do you think Inoue will ever campaign at 126, or is 122 his limit? I think he could campaign at 126. I think he's good enough. I think he's filled out enough. I just think that Ohashi Promotions is being extra careful with him, and Mr. Honda is being extra careful with him. So it's not really. It's on Inoue to press for it if he wants it right now, but I think he's going to listen to his promoters. What do I think about Tsutsumi and Rene Alvarado? That's a good fight. You know, Hayato Tsutsumi is one of the highest touted fighters from Japan. Love Hayato Tsutsumi. I think he's going to get an introduction into like what it means to fight a veteran fighter, like a guy that knows all the tricks. He knows those old school veteran tricks of like hitting you on the hip. You know, someone who can really punch, you know. He's going to learn some things in that fight. But if he's the goods like a lot of people think he is, then I think Tsutsumi should be able to navigate through any problems Alvarado presents to him, especially because Alvarado's in the twilight of his career. But at this stage of his career, it's a great test. He says, eating, breathing, living, and bleeding boxing. And exactly. Like, people don't understand. Like, I don't sit here and say everything that I do in boxing. Like, I'm not, because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, and I don't want to sound like I'm like this ultra important person. Because really and truthfully, at the core, everything I'm doing in boxing, like outside of just YouTube, really, like, I'm just the guy with the camera that talks boxing and, you know, has a deep love for the sport. So I've explored it in certain ways other people haven't. So I have some knowledge, but like, there's things I do outside of YouTube for boxing. Yes. And there's a lot of value that I brought to fighters, not just Angelo, but other fighters in boxing that are not big names, some guys that aren't ranked, some guys aren't relevant, some guys that are ranked that are right there on the cusp of a world title shot. All kinds of fighters. Talk to your boy BT. In fact, one fighter, I'm not gonna say his name, but one fighter called me the other day because he's locked into a bad contract, and he was asking for my advice on how he should handle a certain situation because he was at the WBA convention and he's trying to get a title shot, and he has a promoter that's being very difficult, and he may have to get a lawsuit. So he asked for my advice on something, and I had to give him my advice. So we'll see what happens with him. But that knockout was crazy. Also, I got a little brain concussion on that fight. Yeah, he did, and thank God he's okay. You know, I don't wish bad on nobody. Do you know that Tsutsui fought with Oda Beck in the amateurs and won? Yes, they fought at the Aiba Youth World Championships, and Hayato beat Oda Beck, and he went on to win the gold medal. Yes, I know about that very well. I also know that Hayato Tsutsumi has sparred countless rounds with Naoya Inoue, and I know that like he's one of the most highly touted young fighters here in Japan. And I'm gonna be there to watch him fight live and in person, and you know, hopefully before I leave Japan, I can get a chance to interview him because I like him. I'm a big fan. So many outstanding matches for Inoue at 126. It's kind of like Bud Mood at 154. It is. And Bud, I mean, I've been getting on Inoue this whole live about not fighting guys at 26. Bud, he won't fight. I mean, he fought Madrimov, which was a good fight, but like nobody was asking for that fight. He needs to fight some guys at 154. You know, like some of the more higher the higher profile guys. Yeah. The Ring Magazine website is now up. How does it look? Probably the one video that locked me to consistently watch your videos is the one when you praise Shingo Inoue as a big sports influence in the boxing history. Yes, Shingo Inoue is a great trainer. He's one of the best trainers in boxing. I think Shingo Inoue is a top 5 trainer in boxing. Easy. And he don't get the credit he deserves because he's not a guy that looks for attention. It's actually amazing to see that like Naoya Inoue is so famous that Shingo Inoue isn't famous. Like think about that. Think about how famous Inoue is, and think about how much people never talk about his dad. That's because his dad's not looking for the limelight. But his dad's a great coach because you look at how Naoya Inoue has been able to adapt his style and go through weight classes. And then think about how different Takuma is. Takuma doesn't have punching power. So certain things that Naoya Inoue gets away with, Takuma's not getting away with. And his dad was able to make them both world champions, legitimate world champions. So great trainer. I mean, I think Shingo Inoue is a great trainer who's underrated. I think Angelo Leo's dad, Miguel Leo, is a great trainer. He's one of the best trainers in boxing. And he's another guy that won't ever look for the credit. He'll never look for the limelight. He'll never look like, I interviewed him one time, but like unless I interview him, most of the time he won't be doing interviews, you know. But he's an amazing trainer because he learned from some great trainers in California because him and Angelo used to be at Wild Card Gym a lot when Angelo was younger, and he's an amazing, like he knows everything about, like he knows not everything, but he knows so much, not just about like boxing X's and O's wise, but he knows boxing like as far as preparation, like he knows how to get a fighter ready for a fight, how to make weight properly, how to game plan for fighters, you know. Just I've learned so much about boxing, and not just boxing, but I learned so much about life from Miguel Leo. So he's a great underrated trainer. Shingo Inoue is an underrated trainer for sure. Who else am I missing? There's so many people. There's just so there's so many unsung heroes, trainers in boxing that don't really get the spotlight because they're not looking for the spotlight. And Shingo is one of those guys. Miguel Leo is one of those guys. And there's many more like them that are great coaches. You know? Robert Garcia for Coach of the Year, or it's a robbery. I think right now he's got to be the front runner, you know, just because of what his stable has done this year. Shingo was a great trainer, but Takuma didn't put respect on Seiya how I see him. I think that was an easy fight, and Seiya is a warrior. I knew. Listen, I don't care if he would have taken that fight. I don't know if he underestimated him or what he did, but I was telling everyone that Takuma Inoue is gonna be in for the fight of his life. Seiya Sutsumi is not going to want to play with him, and he didn't. You know. And I know, like, I recently watched Seiya Sutsumi versus Kazuki Nakajima the other day. I never watched that fight, and that was a fight here in Japan where Nakajima was a fighter promoted by Ohashi Promotions. And I watched the fight, and Sutsumi fought so differently in that fight compared to how he normally fights. He was like boxing. He was boxing. He was mixing things up. Like he would box him some rounds. He would go from boxing to closing the distance on him. And they robbed him. It was a draw. So that was against one Ohashi fighter. So when he fought this Ohashi fighter, who was Inoue's brother, he wasn't going into the box. He was going in there to freaking take his head off and pressure him, and that's what he did. So, God bless him. Anaguchi, the young kid that fought with Sutsumi, did way better than he did. He did. So skillful. Couldn't handle the pressure of Sutsumi over the course of the fight, but very, very skillful southpaw. It's unfortunate that we didn't get a chance to see more of him because he died. The minute I became a fan of him, he died. But that's the kind of honor, and that's the kind of dedication he had to the sport that he was willing to die in that ring. A lot of fighters, especially some of these guys in the States, they run their mouths and they say, "Oh, I'm willing to die in that ring," and Anaguchi walked it like a lot of people talk it. So respect to him, and may God rest his soul, and may God have peace upon his family and all the people in his family that have suffered from that loss, because that's how serious boxing can be. That's how serious boxing can be, where you can go on in one way and you can come out another. You can go on in one way and you can die. So prayers go out to all his family and the families and friends of anybody who's experienced a fighter dying in that ring. Now, I'm so thankful. I only have about, I would say, out of all my friends in boxing that are professional fighters, nobody's died yet. And I hope that never happens. I hope I never have to experience that, because that would really do something to me. So the first 3 rounds, Takuma thought it was easy, but Seiya is a machine. He's a machine. He throws punches. He don't get tired. Damn right. The Japanese boxing museum you went to was fire, and yeah, I spelled museum wrong. What museum were you talking about? The one at, you're talking about the one at Corkin Hall? That's a pretty good museum. Yeah. Speaking of the little weight class, if you ever come to AZ again, I encourage you to visit Michael Carp Hall's Night Street Gym. It's basically a museum out here in Phoenix. Yeah, I know about the gym. I've talked to Michael before. I interviewed Michael Carp Hall back in 2017, and that's definitely one of the gyms in the States that's on my list. And I love Arizona. People in Arizona are very nice and friendly. A lot of good fighters come out of Arizona. The best Mexican women in the USA come from Arizona, so there's a lot of reasons to go to Arizona. That's for damn sure. I still have a sketch of Anaguchi in my book as a kamikaze pilot. He's a warrior. Yeah, he is. He's death before dishonor personified. For me, the big mistake was not to stop the fight and make him walk to on his back foot. I think so. I think with Takuma is Takuma don't got no punching power, so it's kind of harder for Takuma's got to be accurate all the time with his shots, because he doesn't just have that raw power to get a fighter on his back foot. So he's got to back guys up not through power but through accuracy. And if he's not landing a lot of punches accurately, then he can't back you up. So that's why I think he And the thing with Sutsumi is a pressure fighter, but he puts intelligent pressure on a fighter. He's able to, how do I say? He's able to change his rhythm. His head's not always right here. Sometimes he moves. He can fight on a high guard. Yeah. Shout out to Legacy over Currency. Define Mindset. Salute to the chat. True Scoop. Yeah, salute to you, champ. Salute to you too. AZ versus Japanese women's card would be fire. Oh my God. If they ever make a Arizona women's versus Japanese women boxing card, I'll lose my mind. I'll lose my mind. That'd be crazy. Maybe I need to get some money together and put that show on myself. Put a little 3 or 4 fight card on. Oh, he's referring to Anaguchi? Yeah, I think he tried. I just think I think he tried his best to back him up, but Tsutsumi, like, you gotta really hit this guy with a brick, and even then, I still think he would come forward. You know, he's just that kind of fighter. You gotta really kill him, or you know, not trying to glorify it, but like, or he might get you. Junto is fighting in February. I wonder who, and maybe, so will it be on the same card as Leo Kameda? No, Junto is going to fight in February. I think. I don't know if he'll be the headliner, but I know it's been getting talked about a lot here on Japanese television and in the Japanese boxing community that in February, the big unification fight between Seigo Yuri-Okoye and Kenshiro is going on, and I've interviewed them both, and they've already kind of like neither one of them have said, oh yeah, I'm fighting him next, but they both have said I want to fight him, and they both just went on Japanese television the other day to like talk about it. So it looks like that's probably gonna happen next, but it's not like formally announced. So we'll see. I think it would be on that undercard. If you watch the fight, it was the fourth knockdown at the end of the fight where he showed signs of the damage. Yeah, and all the other knockdowns, Anaguchi recovered well. And Seiya is so tricky. He's a hard guy though, cause he can actually really box. Like I was watching him against Kazuki Nakajima the other day, and it was so different than like how he's fought against Anaguchi or how he fought against Takuma Inoue. Such a different fight. Champ, good to see you. Usyk versus Fury 2 breakdown and prediction. Oh my God. I haven't thought too deeply about it because I really like, I don't want to say I don't care about it, but it's like, it's kind of an afterthought. From what I could see, like Tyson Fury looks more dialed in. He looks more locked into this fight. He said he hasn't talked to his wife in 3 months, so he seems more focused. So I'm expecting a better, more dialed-in Fury. But I'll go with Usyk. I don't know. I don't have a prediction. I'll just say right now, I don't have a prediction. What I am expecting is, I'm expecting a better Fury. So I don't have a prediction yet. Maybe I'll make one later on, but I don't have one yet, to be honest, because I haven't thought too deeply about it, and I don't want to think too deeply about it. Hey, True School, enjoy Tokyo, brother. Thank you. I will. Good to see you, champ. The Vegas card for Inoue is still on, right? Junto should still be in there. Kafu versus Tanaka 2 would be a great fight, wherever it's at. I hope it happens at some point. Right now, the only thing that's for sure penciled in for Inoue is the Goodman fight on January 24th, which got postponed. I think Kenshiro beats Seigo Yuri-Okoye. I think Ukui lost to the Thai opponent in his last fight. It wasn't a robbery, but it was super close. Yeah, I mean, it was close. I think the difference in that, I'm favoring Kenshiro to win because of the legs. I think the legs of Kenshiro and his stamina is going to be able to walk Seigo into enough counter punches to win. But what I can say about Seigo Yuri-Okoye, especially after watching him train, because I had a chance to watch Seigo train a lot longer than I did Kenshiro yesterday. Seigo is very, very fundamentally sound, as is Kenshiro, but he's a bigger, stronger guy. I think if we're talking about physicality, he's the bigger, stronger guy. Because Seigo fought Junto Nakatani, and he was landing some bricks. He fought Masamichi Ibuki, who Kenshiro fought and got knocked out by. Seigo knocked out Ibuki out in 1 round. So Seigo can punch. Seigo's very fundamentally sound, and Seigo is the physically stronger guy. Kenshiro has to hurt Seigo early in that fight. He has to hurt him and get his respect within the first 4 to 5 rounds. Because I'll tell you right now, if this fight is close, if it gets to round 6, 7, 8, we get into those later rounds, Seigo can wear down Kenshiro with that size. But I'll say Kenshiro wins just because I think the legs and the precision punches have enough answers, I think. But it'll be a great fight. It's actually one of the fights that I'm really excited about in 2025 next year, just in all of boxing, not just the lower weight classes of Japan, but the fact that it's 2 Japanese fighters in a Japanese unification fight. Oh, crazy legacy fight. I'm sure it was already asked, but I just tuned in. What is your prediction of the Davids? I got David. I like them both, but I like David Benavidez. I got David Benavidez in that fight. I think too experienced from. I think he's still too experienced from Morrell, and I think I think that people underrate his boxing skills, and I think he's also willing to be more physical in there than Morrell is. Morrell kind of needs you mid-range outside, so I'll go with David. You need to interview the boxing legend Shinsuke Yamanaka, the boxer who made you into Japanese boxing. Yeah, for sure. I was watching. I don't know what the name of the show was called, but I was watching a show on the Amazon Prime Video channel because they have a lot of Japanese boxing content on there. Me and my translator were watching it one day, and he does a lot of like commentary work. Yamanaka. I would love to interview Yamanaka. Yamanaka is a legend. As you mentioned, Yamanaka it's actually not. Everyone says it's Inoue that got me into Japanese boxing, but it's not. Shinsuke Yamanaka was actually the first Japanese boxer I ever made a video about on True School Sports. And the first Japanese boxer I actually ever interviewed in person was Yoshihiro Kamagai when he fought on the Tolatito undercard in California in 2016. And then I didn't interview a Japanese boxer again for like 5 years because then I interviewed Kantaro Jury at the Salas gym. And then, when Inoue Fulton was becoming a thing, that's when I started thinking about coming to Japan and started to make like Japanese boxing a bigger focal point on this channel. So even though I was already covering guys like Kenshiro and Junto and Inoue, but yeah, I would love to interview Yamanaka, and I might even try to figure that one out. See who do I know that knows him to get a hold of him. Kamagai, the warrior, but he had a shit defense. Yes, very fun fighter, always willing to get into a scrap. Yeah, he's a beast. He's a little beast. Ohio runs boxing with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Ohio runs boxing. Big up to my guy Marcus. Marcus, go follow Ohio runs boxing on Instagram. Definitely, he's always. If you guys want to know anything about Ohio, Cleveland, Columbus, Toledo, Cincinnati, that's your guy right there. I learned so much boxing about Ohio through him. The same way people may learn about fighters from South Florida or Japan. For me, he's like that for Ohio. So thank you, Marcus. Hope all is well. God bless. Shout out to Highway. He says Cholatito wants to go up. Go up to where? That's what I think Roman Gonzalez should go up. I feel like Roman Gonzalez should go to 118 and challenge for one of those belts and try to become a 5-division champion. That's like legacy stuff, 115, there's not really anything like too meaningful there, unless he's gonna go ahead and fight Bam. But then I don't know. Hyro says, BT, one day you're gonna interview Stephen A. Smith. I would love to interview Stephen A. Smith. I feel like me and Stephen A. Smith would be a great interview. I know. Shout out to my boy Sean Zattel. He interviewed Stephen A. Smith. So I'm proud to see my boy Sean still doing big things in Vegas while I'm out here in Japan. But yeah, I'd love to interview Stephen A. Smith. He's a boxing fan. I mean, he's not no boxing expert, but he loves boxing, and obviously in American media, he's a big name. So he's a positive for boxing. Having someone that influential in media talk about boxing is good for boxing. So for sure, I love to talk to Stephen A. And truth be told, I grew up as a kid. I used to watch ESPN a lot as a kid. So I remember when Stephen A. Smith had a talk show, Quite Frankly, on ESPN. I used to watch. I was watching that show all the time as a kid. So I got a lot of love for Stephen A. And Marcus says, same here. Yes, thank you, Marcus. How surprised were you when you found out that Japan had some of the most champions in boxing history? Not too surprised, actually, because I knew that, even if I never knew like a ton of the older Japanese fighters, I always knew that Japan has always had a presence in the lower division, so it wasn't surprising. I know USA is number 1. I believe Mexico was 2. And I think maybe the UK was 3, and I think Japan was like 4. I think Japan had the 4th most world champions. It was either number 3 or number 4 all time. So I know. I knew all about it. Bam is not gonna fight Inoue. He wants to fight. Bam don't want to fight. Don't want to fight Inoue. He's gonna unify at 115. He should unify 115. He should try to. Do I think Inoue and Nagatani will ever fight? I do. And truth be told, I don't even think it really matters if one of them loses or not. I think the fight's happening regardless, just because of who they both are and what that fight would do here in Japan. Stephen A. Smith probably doesn't know who Kenshiro Taraji, Rungvisai, Yabuki, Inoue probably. Well, that's a good thing because if Stephen A. Smith doesn't know those guys, you know what would be a good idea for a video is to show Stephen A. Smith these fighters that are not mainstream in America, like Kenshiro, and then get his reaction. Like Stephen A. Like imagine a video on this channel. Stephen A. Smith reacts to Kenshiro highlights. That'd be fire. That'd be fire. And then the good thing about that is like you would get a natural reaction out of Stephen A. Smith because he doesn't know who they are, so there's no bias. He's not gonna know who they are or they aren't. You know, that'd be pretty cool. I might need to set that up. Just figure out like 30, like 10, like 5 fighters that Stephen A. Smith doesn't know, which is probably gonna be like the guys you named, and then have him watch the highlights, and then like shoot a video and then get his reaction. If Stephen A. Smith knows about that Japanese fight, he's going to say some stupid shit about Asian fight. Maybe, I don't know. I want to do that. We have to get a hold of Stephen A. Smith. We have to get a hold of Stephen A. Smith, and then we have to have him get on True School Sports and react. BT when's Pops, that guy, that man, this dude would. BT Pops is that guy, man. This dude would take your woman from you. He would. My dad would. My dad is that guy. My dad is the champ. My dad, he doesn't give a fuck. He's one of the most confident people I've ever seen in my life. I want to be like him. I want to be just like my dad. In some way, not every way, but in some ways. BT, have you ever done an interview with Junto? No, I haven't, but I'm going to. That one I can assure you guys is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not even sure if it's going to happen while I'm still here in Japan, but I have a very, very close friend of Junto, and it's going to happen. We're going to put it together at some point, so when it does, it'll be at the right time, and it'll be a great interview, just like this Jin Sasaki one's going to be when I drop it. You guys are going to see Japanese fighters talking that shit, man. It's amazing. You know, it's crazy. I said I was going to be here for 2 hours, and I've been here for 2 hours and 37 minutes. So, look, I'm not sure. Look, what I can tell you guys is this. I'm not sure how much time I have left on this thing right here, but we're gonna make it an even 3 hours. We might as well. We'll make it an even 3 hours today on the live. So get your questions in, smash that like button, super chat, all that good stuff. He says he starts to watch the Seiya interview. I'll watch it very soon, the whole shit. Okay, well, the good news is, JK13, is that I'm gonna, I went back to the Seiya interview and I've clipped a bunch of segments from the interview. So I'm gonna start doing that for all the Japanese interviews, like the Kenshiro, like Seiya, like Seigo Yuriakui, like some of the ones from last year as well. I'm gonna have the segments like, maybe like 5-6 minute segments, and I'm gonna upload those and spread them out. That's like one of the next things I'm doing right now. So even if you don't watch it, you're gonna eventually in the next week or so start seeing a bunch of Seiya Tsutsumi content on True School Sports from that interview. So, and then at the end of each clip, it's gonna have like the end screen that links back to the full interview anyway. So you can watch the full interview if you want, but either way, you're good. BT, did that media workout was cool because you weren't there and it wasn't in Las Vegas? I don't know what that means, Harold. I don't know if you're trying to troll me to piss me off, but I'm just gonna ignore that comment. That shit you held up, it looked like a Nintendo 64 game for a split second. Yeah, it's a pocket Wi-Fi. It's the thing that allows me to do these lives. So shout out to the pocket Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm studying right now, and my left ear is hearing some boxing knowledge. Thank you. I'm glad you can learn about boxing when you're studying. What are you studying for? I'm talking about the Benavidez Moran media workouts. Yeah, but why are you saying that it was cool because I wasn't there? So are you saying you don't want me to cover Dea Benavidez, Hyro? Because if you're saying you don't want me to cover Dea Benavidez, then I won't. And then you'll start bitching and saying, BT, you don't make any videos about Dea Benavidez. You don't talk about Benavidez because you hate Al Heyman. You'll start saying nonsense. So you better watch the shit you talk to me, Hyro, because I might mess around and listen to you. So be careful what you tell me. But yeah, shout out to everybody here. It's your boy BT, the Untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're live. At the park. At the park. I didn't think I'd go 3 hours today. I'll tell you that right now. You guys got me so excited and fired up. I feel like 3 hours, a 3-hour live stream should be enough to suffice for a couple days until I get settled back here in Tokyo, and then we do because the next live we do, I don't know if it'll be 2 days or 3 days, but the next live we do, it's going to be at nighttime. It's going to be at a completely different time than this one, and it's going to be in Shibuya, so that should be an experience. Oh, yeah, that was a good media workout. I haven't really paid the most attention to Benavidez and Morel, but I've seen some clips. Look cool. Benavidez looked like he wanted to fight. Morel looked like he wanted to fight. And by the way, Jairo, I saw Morel throw the WBA title at Benavidez. He threw the WBA title at Benavidez because that's not the real title. That's the regular title. Morel would have never thrown the real WBA title at him, only the regular bullshit. So there you go, Jairo. There's your evidence that title isn't the same thing, because he wouldn't have thrown the actual one. If that was the actual WBA title, he wouldn't have thrown it. Facts. Shibuya, 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 Shibuya. That's right. That'll be the next live stream. And for people that don't know about Shibuya, it's one of the most lit places in Japan. Like, you go there, there's all these lights, and it's a young people's place. Like, a lot of young people, a lot of girls, a lot of fine women out there, and not just Japanese girls, but it's a big tourist spot. A lot of Japanese girls there. Shibuya is the one part of Japan that I've been to anywhere where I be seeing so many Japanese girls with foreigners. I mean, I guess they're in Shinjuku, the tourist spots. Everywhere else, you can see Japanese girls with Japanese men. The WBA is still doing regular, but yeah, I mean, hey, those sanctioning fees aren't going to pay themselves. They got to find some way to make a living, I guess, right? Let me go start walking again, because I'm gonna cross the street. I'm gonna go into the neighborhood now. I'm gonna go to the hood. The hood, yeah. Otaku, yeah. We here. This the hood, man. This is the Dania Beach of Japan for me. This is my home. This is my third or fourth time staying in this area. I'm always in this area. Be careful of the Yakuzas. I mean, I don't bother nobody, so we'll be good. BT, why do you say he's a world champion? I told you Laura was a champ and you acknowledge him for some reason. Jairo, with no disrespect to Laura, but fuck Laura. You keep mentioning Laura every live. Stop talking about Laura. Laura this, Laura that. Laura is not relevant. Fuck Laura. Every live, Jairo coming here talking about Laura. You know, you like one of the 5 Laura fans on earth. And I don't hate Laura. I've covered 2 of his fights, you know, but it's ridiculous. But I guess we all have our favorites, right? We all have fighters. We're all fans of fighters that don't have a lot of fans. I mean, I was a Demetrius Andrade fan, so he don't got a lot of fans, so I get it. You know, I was a fan. I'm a fan of Silver Nathan Ochinga. He don't got a lot of fans, so. But Laura, I mean, Laura's biggest accomplishment is almost beating Canelo. Like he's lived off of almost beating Canelo. If any Canelo fans are out there and you guys want to talk about Canelo being the face of boxing, Canelo's biggest argument for being the face of boxing is that Laura almost beat Canelo and has lived off of the fame of almost beating Canelo for 10 years. Literally, because every fight that gets signed, what's one of the first things you hear about Laura? Canelo. He beat Canelo. He got robbed against Canelo. You hear these kind of things about Laura, right? So That's it. That's Canelo's biggest argument. For people that like to argue about the face of boxing, the best argument you should make is that a fighter almost beat him and lived off of almost beating him for 10 years. Harold said, "Hey, I had your back when you were the only Andre fan. The difference between Laura and Nachinga Andre is they didn't get their ass kicked. Laura's gotten his ass kicked plenty of times. Laura got his ass." Law's gotten some gifts. Yeah, Law lost to Castaño. The thing is, Laura can't get his ass kicked because Laura doesn't fight anybody. Laura is one of the biggest cherry-picking fighters in the entire sport. That's why I don't care about Laura like that. Because Laura's been living off the fame of almost beating Canelo for more than a decade. That's Canelo's biggest argument for being the face of boxing. That's how big of a star Canelo is. That Canelo, you can almost beat Canelo and have a claim to beat Canelo and have a career for 10 years. JK13 says, "Bro, you've been sipping on that empty ass soda for the past hour. Buy a new one." You're probably right. I didn't even realize that because look, I still see some green. There's still some green in there, so I'm trying to sip it till there's no green left. But you're probably right. But we got 15 minutes left. I'm gonna end the live. But I would have threw it. See, I would have threw the soda away already. But in Japan, they don't just have trash cans. Like they have like certain supermarkets have trash cans. But like in Japan, they're not just trash cans everywhere you go. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to throw trash out here in Japan. So this would have been a long time ago. I told you about Nochinga twice. I told you Yabuki is gonna get his ass. Why haven't you interviewed Yabuki? Because I'm not interviewing Yabuki till January. We have a date. We have a date in place for that interview. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen on that date because I have to check the availability of my translator, Taihei. But if he is available, then it'll happen on that date. But that's why Yabuki trains in Nagoya. He don't train in Tokyo. He trains all the way out in Nagoya. Nagoya is where Kosai Tanaka trains, and that's kind of out the way. So, yeah. By the way, somebody asked me what kind of drink is this. This is melon soda, watermelon soda. It's very popular here in Japan. They have it pretty much everywhere. There you go. The soda is gone, so don't. I found a trash can and binned it, but oh, if you guys ever want to know what a Japanese neighborhood looks like, here's a Japanese neighborhood. Because now we're just walking in the neighborhood. Yup, true school in Japan. True school Japan. I'm really enjoying this Japan trip as much as possible because I'm not when this is done, when I leave in February, I'm not coming back here until the middle of 2026. So I gotta make it count. I gotta create unforgettable boxing content and give the people things they'll never forget. So yeah, this is a Japanese neighborhood. Regular. Where you're staying at, what's the closest boxing gym? Is there any good names in that gym? The closest gym to where I'm staying is Shisei Boxing Gym, where Ayoka trains, Hayato Tsutsumi. I actually walked to that gym last year, and at the time I didn't know shit about like Japanese culture. I didn't know I didn't know what I know now as far as like how to operate in Japan. It's not like America, because in America, if you go to the gym, you can go to any boxing gym in America pretty much, and you could just ask like, okay, you go there and you like, okay, can I interview you? They either say yes, they say no. And if they say no, you go on with your day, they go on with their day, and that's it. But in Japan, you gotta make appointments. You gotta get in contact with the gym and the fighters themselves and set a day and time to come to the gym. You can't just walk up in there in most cases. So that's every interview I've gotten, from Kenshiro to Seigo Yuriokoi to Seiya Tsutsumi to all these interviews. It's a process that you have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And then for fighters like Inoue and Ioka, these guys are massive stars in Japan. You unless you know someone who knows them personally, or like unless you know them personally, you can't get a hold of these guys. They're like very hard to reach. So, and then they have they have these big agencies that handle everything for them that don't do, like, I know for Inoue has an agency, a big media agency here in Japan that handles all his media stuff. And last year when I was here, they told me and my interpreter on multiple occasions that they do not do interviews with YouTubers, only Japanese media. So I did not let it get me down, because I'm still at some point gonna get the Inoue interview. I will interview Naya Inoue. I don't know if it'll be now. I don't know if it'll be this Japan trip. I don't know if it'll be in America. I don't know when. I don't even know how entirely. But it is gonna happen, because I've interviewed way too many notable Japanese fighters. I've been meeting a lot of people within the Japanese boxing community who are connected to Hideki Ohashi, that work with Hideki Ohashi. And it'll happen at the right time when God wants it to, you know? So I'm not really like, I don't stress about it, you know? But I'm only telling you guys this because I'm trying to explain to you the process of how I go about getting these interviews. It's not like as simple as, hey, Inoue, do you want to do an interview? It's not like that. If it was like that, I would have had it already, you know? They have, guys like him and Ioka, they have agencies and stuff that are very, very particular about who they want to talk to. And understandably so, right? Because these guys are very popular. Everyone in Japan wants to talk to them, right? So who's this little old American, right? Compared to, like, you know, the Japanese TV companies, which I'm sure is more like their target audience. Their target audience is not going to be the USA. Their target audience is going to be, you know, the people in their country, the news outlets, them. So I get it. I understand everything, and I understand there's a process to these things, and I'm patient. I'm patient. I'm not rushing nothing. I'm taking a whole different approach to Japan this time than last time, so that's why everything has gone smoother. That's why there's been more interviews. That's why I look more comfortable on camera. That's why I have more confidence being here, because I know how things work now. I know how things work. It wasn't like last time where I was just like a deer in the headlights a lot of times coming to a new country. So it's all gonna happen in God's timing, you know? Yeah. First Japanese division champion. Ioka was the first one to be a 4 division champion. He did that in 2019. But it's worth the hustle. Okay. How did Sean get it? Sean got the Inoue interview, and it had nothing to do with Sean. I love Sean. I love Sean. Like, you guys know that Sean Zattel is one of my best friends in the world, and my best friend in boxing, my best friend in boxing media. And I think obviously I think highly of myself, because you should think highly of yourself and you should have confidence in the work you put in. But apart from me, Sean is the best. I love Sean. But Sean got that interview because it had nothing to do with Sean. It had everything to do with Fight Hype. He was on Fight Hype at the time. They had 1 million subscribers. And Sean has a good relationship with Evan Korn from Top Rank, and Evan loves Sean, so Evan set that up for Sean. It wasn't anything Sean did on his own. That's not hate. That's just the truth. That's what even what Sean said. So that's what Sean's told me. So it's like, I'm happy he got it. You know, I'm happy for him. You know, but I believe that when I get the opportunity to interview Inoue, it'll be the best interview. It'll be the best Inoue interview ever in the history of boxing. No doubt about it. And that's a big claim, but. You know, I've been following the guy for a long time. I think the more time I spend in Japan and the more Japanese fighters I keep interviewing, and the more this whole Inoue saga continues, the better it's gonna make the interview when I actually do get it in the future. So, you know, it'll happen at the appropriate time. But it's God's time and not BT's. So. My goal, honestly, before I even get to Inoue, if you guys want to really know what I'm thinking in my head, my goal is, right now in Japan, there's 9 world champions. I want to interview 8 of them before I get to Inoue. I want Inoue to be the last one, the final boss, like I'm in a video game. So far we've got Seigo Yuriokoi, Kenshiro. Who was the other one that's champion right now? Seigo Yuriokoi, Kenshiro. There's more, but I'm blanking out. Tsutsumi. So that's already 1/3 of them right there. I got Tanaka in the past, so that would leave who? Yabuki wants to do an interview, so I got him. That'd be 4. Junto is a champion, and then you have Nishida, and then you have Yoshiki Takai, you have Tokishi Iwata. So those are like the only remaining guys. But I'm trying to interview as many Japanese world champions as possible, so that, you know, whenever I do cross paths with Hideki Ohashi, because that day is gonna come. I'm gonna go to some more shows here in Japan before I leave for America. And that day is gonna come. When I cross paths with them, I want to have as much material as humanly possible to show him, so that they know I'm not just some random person who's like a fanboy or anything like that. That they know I'm like legitimately a top upper echelon boxing reporter with something of value to offer here. You know, not to say I'm better than anybody else, but you know, I've just put in a lot of work covering boxing in this country. So yeah, that's just what it is. So it's gonna happen. You know. You want to interview with Yabuki, or Yabuki wants to interview with you? It's both. It's both. It's both. I reached out. So I basically, like 3 weeks ago, I reached out to I went on Instagram, and I literally sent out like a message to like 10 or 15 fighters in Japan for interviews. And Seigo Yuriokoi, obviously he said yes because the interview was done. I did it with him, so he was really cool. But yeah, Yabuki I asked him, and he said yes, he'd like to do it, and we just had to come up with a day, and we have a date in mind, but it all comes down to the availability of my interpreter. If he's not available, then I'm not gonna do it on that day. And even if I can get another interpreter, I won't do it, because Taihei has been the translator for pretty much every interview I've done here in Japan except one, which was Subaru Murata. And I'm not gonna feel right. Like, I can still do the interview with another interpreter, but I just feel like Taihei has earned the right to be a part of as many interviews as he can, you know, because he enjoys it, and he's really a boxing fan who loves the sport, and he's my best friend here in Japan, to tell you the truth. So I want him to be part of every interview possible, because if I do get a chance to interview Inoue in the future, I want him to be the one that translates the interview, because he's been there for all of them, from Jinsazaki, Seiya Tsutsumi, Seigo Yuriokoi, Kenshiro both times, Shuichiro Yoshino, all of them, pretty much all of them. So yeah. I feel like in a way the interview will be hard, bro. He's such a big star. I'm gonna make it happen. You think it's gonna happen? Because I'm getting closer. I know I'm telling you, I'm not unrealistic here, and I'm not delusional. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I can't tell you when. I just know I'm a lot closer now than I was in 2023. Because in 2023, I really didn't know anybody in Japan, like as far as in boxing. Now I know a lot of people in Japan in boxing, and a lot of them happen to be very, very closely affiliated with Hideki Ohashi. So it's good. It's really what it comes down to is just going to be talking to Hideki Ohashi, meeting Hideki Ohashi, kindly explaining who I am to Hideki Ohashi, and making a good impression. And I think if I do make a good impression, that will happen. And you know, it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you guys like this, like the way I'm telling, like you know how I'm telling you guys about, oh, I interviewed Jinsazaki and Kenshiro in advance. I'm not even gonna tell you guys about it. There's gonna come a time in a day where I will have gone and interviewed Inoue. I won't post anything about it on Facebook. I won't post anything about it on Instagram. I won't post anything about it or talk about it at all on YouTube. You guys are gonna come on YouTube one day. I don't know when, but you're gonna come on YouTube one day and you're going to see an Inoue interview. So that's all I'll say. That's how it's gonna play out. There will be no announcements. There will be no hyping up. There will be no talking. We are going to get it. And when you guys come on YouTube one day, you're gonna open up your browser and it's gonna say, the title of the video is gonna say, I finally interviewed Naoya Inoue. It's gonna, that's I already have it in my head picked out. So you'll see. Don't worry, you'll see. But guys, we see Prodigy, greetings from Minnesota. If you get an interview, it has to be before his fight, around January or after the fight. Yeah, Taihei is a chill guy. He's the man. Taihei's the man. The chillest people you'll meet. The crazy thing about Taihei too, fun fact, right? Taihei is Japanese. He's coming to you live and direct from Kagawa, Japan, Takamatsu, Kagawa, Japan. But Taihei actually lived in the States for a lot of time. And one of the places he lived in the States for a good amount of time, for like almost a decade, was South Florida. So he's a South Floridian Japanese person. So of course he's cool. BT gonna be like, I got Inoue for y'all, Takashi. That's funny. Champion's funny. That's funny. I got Takashi Inoue for you guys. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do y'all like that. That's fucked up. Why would I do that? No, it's gonna be the monster, right? Not no damn Takashi. Respect to Takashi Inoue, a good warrior. He gave some Mungia and some guys some tough fights. But no, Naoya Inoue. You're gonna see, and there will be no. You'll see. Hyro says it's a lot easier to be a multi-division champion when you're fighting part-time boxers. Inoue is good, but I'll admit he's better than Bam. Oh, that's true. And Hyro hates Bam, and Hyro hates Inoue too. So that's actually probably the most unbiased thing you'll say on this live, Hyro. Because I know you don't like Inoue because you think he's overrated and he gets too much credit. And I know you really hate Bam. And you hate Robert Garcia. So that's Hyro giving some big props right there. The monster, which one? David Benavidez or the monsters you care? All three. I'm gonna say the monster from Yokohama. I'm gonna be specific. The monster from Yokohama, not Jukan, but I have interviewed Jukan before. So just so you know, I've already interviewed Jukan 3 years ago in English. So Jukan, but no, Inoue. You'll see. I'm so much closer now than I was in 2023. So I may try to press for that interview real soon, actually. So we'll see how it goes. We will see. Yeah. We'll see if I even press for it. I'm not gonna press for nothing. I'm just gonna keep doing what I gotta do. By the way, Jukan won by TKO in the Bahamas. Oh, good to hear. I know Jukan had been fighting. He had fought that Brandon Benitez kid on Pro Box 2022. I think it was 2022. He lost to him. And then we didn't hear nothing about Jukan. So that's good. That's welcome news to hear. I like Jukan. High volume fighter, very well conditioned. Jukan, someone that I really did enjoy talking to him and interviewing him the one time we met in 2021 at Mundo Boxing Gym with Pedro Diaz. And hopefully things go well for him. Hopefully he can turn his career around. But guys, look, it's been a live for the books. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I've given you guys 3 hours today, so you guys pretty much spent the whole afternoon damn near with your boy BT here on True School Sports. But listen, I have things I have to take care of and things I have to go do. So listen, you guys take care. God bless. Keep supporting True School Sports. Thank you guys for helping me hit 83,000 subscribers on YouTube. I just hit 83,000 subscribers the other day, so I'm very grateful for that because I remember when I had 3,000 subscribers. I remember when I had 23,000 subscribers. I remember having 53,000 subscribers. So to have 83 and just be this close to 100,000, I'm over the moon about it, honestly. So God bless everyone. Take care. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.